Okay,
Hello,
Twitch should be
hello.
live.
All right, let's see. Let's wait and see if it's actually working.
We should be live.
All right. Yeah, I'm not live, so
We
maybe
need
it
to.
takes a second.
We need. Okay, but we could start the chat now, or should we wait until you're live?
Oh no, definitely start the chat. Can you send me another invite? Actually, now
Yes.
that you're live, maybe it's different.
Maybe it's different. That's true.
Right? Yeah. From your stream manager, I think you should be able to stream together. It's called.
I'm sending you one through Twitch, but I can also send you the link if you want.
Send me one through Twitch.
I did both.
Oh, okay. Let's see in my inbox. Should be something at least. All right, so I'm gonna click your link then.
Mm-hmm.
Join session, it says.
All right.
Then it wants to ask for my. It wants me to join the call, but I don't know why they even. I don't know why they even decided to do it like this. It's so stupid somehow. That is so dumb. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's.
All right, but I will start the chat at least.
Yeah, definitely. Let's
I
go.
don't know.
Let's start the chat.
Okay. So, hello, welcome back to another episode of Faith in the Sphere. Today we have a guest called Jack the Generalist, and he's gonna make the game better.
Oh, that's questionable.
How are you doing today, Jack?
Hey, thanks for having me. Hey, everyone, my name is Jack, and I do VFX, technical arts, and Mothership. Mothership, is this how you say your name?
Mothership, but you can also say Philip or whatever.
Philip invited me today because we're collaborating to bring some more effects to the game.
Exactly. Hello, Barian. Welcome to the chat. Right. So how do we talked about this, right? And I think one of the last streams we were like, where we could add some VFX to this, and here you are.
Yes. So I guess you got asked to actually put more VFX in the game, and I'm curious to hear from the chat as we go through the game today, where they would need, where can they see more potential for juice? So I'm excited.
Okay. How do we start from here? Because we've been talking, and you want to basically go through the project. Is that correct? Should we just start from there, or do you want a general, like, an overview of what you usually do when you approach a project like this?
I mean, we can do one demo of like us playing. Even before that, we can just talk about the feedback you got in terms of like what they think is needed in terms of juice and effects.
I think so just in general, the basic thing is that I would say people agree that it feels already polished, and I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Because on the other hand, I've also heard people say that there could be more effects in terms of whenever a Lakama does something, like a specific spell or whatever. In this game, you have Lakama, right? Basically, a Final Fantasy VII material. If each of these has a separate or kind of a unique effect, that is usually what people say. And in addition to that, when, for example, a creature gets shield, there should be like a giant shield or whatever, you know, that appears very briefly. But I'm of the opinion that we should not overdo it. I think we just discussed this a while ago. Like, the main inspiration for this game in terms of VFX and whatever should still be Elden Ring, which I've called minimalist before, and then people have said that's not really minimalist. You just know exactly what you're doing. But yeah, so I don't want it to turn into the bazaar. Do you know this game, the bazaar?
Yeah, I think I know.
Which is it's great for this game, you know. It's very sugary, and it just does a lot to your eyes and ears and senses in general.
Yeah.
But there is already a lot of stuff going on in this game in Faith in Despair, so we have to be careful not to overdo it.
Okay, so we're looking for communication that is lacking currently, I guess, because VFX is just a form of communication and the feel. But we will examine now as we're playing. I want you to tell me what's happening, and if I will tell you if it's clear to me or not.
Okay, we can try it.
Yeah, because I still have this unique perspective of being like my eyes are version to your project, so I could tell you, I had no idea this happened. I have no idea that happened.
That's good.
It's all about enhancing communication. If things are clear or if things are hidden, or if things are too similar, then also like where uniqueness are needed, you kind of need to make it unique. Ads are in progress.
That's okay. Also, hi, Conrad Theory. Conrad is a voice actor who has voiced the scientist in Black Mesa, for example. Very cool.
Yeah, I think you had him on, right?
I had him on, yes. Hey, you. And he also is the best trumpet player in the world. So I will share my screen now.
Let's go.
Okay. I will maybe we can just start from the splash screen. If you have already something to say over there. I just realized maybe running it in unit, running in unit is good.
Can everybody see the quality of the screen, by the way? Is it good quality? We're trying a new thing here.
We're trying a new thing, yeah. Can you see the screen? Is everything okay? Oh, you guys, it looks fine. Okay, nice.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe the first thing we can talk about the splash screen for a bit. I tried. So there should always be a little bit of movement on the splash screen, right? To make it feel more, feel better.
Yeah.
I tried a few things. I had a shader on the wings that made it feel like it was fluttering in the wind. I had a shade on the dress and whatever, and I had a shade on the hair. But I got the feedback that this was giving people a bit of motion sickness. So I'm curious what you would do on the splash screen, or if there's something that you would do. There's a little bit of a particle effect already going on, but it's very reduced.
Huh. I see the particle effect, right? There we could play around with the crystals, because we were planning, as we remember, in our first call to do something with the crystals. I'm going to call them crystals. I don't know what they are yet.
Yes.
Like make some of them have some like shader with interesting movement inside, especially the blue one, because it has like it's in the middle, right? Of her stomach. I would like. I'm a fan of like particles that make abstract shapes. So like on the ends of the wings, I can already see this could be an effect because it's kind of given the dark energy vibe.
So yeah,
that could be moving, but the character itself can stay if that's what people are saying, like is giving them motion sickness. But just general, like a bit of more embers, I would say. Even I would argue. More
what?
More embers.
What is that?
More visible embers. Those embers that you added. The one that
I don't know that word. I'm sorry. What is an ember?
You just said you added the embers, right? The fire embers.
You mean the party effect? I didn't
Yeah.
know this was a word. Okay. I learned
Okay.
something. Sorry, my English is not my
No worries.
main language.
No worries. Yeah, I mean, we could definitely do stuff here. I would say
Okay.
this is low priority,
Yeah.
and we could reuse stuff as we're going, because faith will have its own effect, I think, and despair will have its own effect. Or theme.
Okay.
And then we could reuse those for the splash screen, for example. What we could also do is create layers.
Yes.
So we export the same character with the wings in the back, and then we could place an effect there, and then we could have her in the foreground, and we can do a little bit of displacement between the two, right? As if like, yeah. You already did that. Perfect.
We have layers.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Yeah, and so we can do cool effects that way.
Cool. As Conrad mentioned, there could be some parallax effect with the gems as well. That could be interesting. Like the bigger ones are closer to the screen, quote unquote. And maybe if you like they are hovering a little bit, like with a simple sine function or whatever, that would be very cool, I guess.
Yep. I think we need to we could make them into their own particle system. Not that they act like particles, but we can make them we can give them some interesting movement and some interesting shaders as well, because we wanted to do that anyway. With like some shininess and something that is inside that is moving all the time, kind of like simulating that there is power in those. What did you call them again?
Lacrima.
Lacrima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Conrad theory says, paralacrima. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, but I think this should be like once we've created a couple of things first.
Sounds good. Sounds very good. I don't know if you want to talk about the screen here. Maybe it's not really that interesting. So we will just go to the first day. So here's something, the cutscene, right? Very big opportunity to do something.
Oh, yeah. It's really a big opportunity to do.
So in terms of priority, I wouldn't put it that high, I would say, because it's not part of the actual game, right? However, now that we have voice acting, I almost feel forced to do something here. And I will tell you the one idea that I had. It's basically, so in terms of when I add voice acting to this to these cutscenes, I would like to have like 3 or 4 effects that somehow convey an emotion. For example, if he's angry, then his eyes have a little glow to them, or start to have a little glow to them. Or maybe if I don't know what other emotions he can have, to be honest. But something to underline a sentence that he's currently saying. And if I can choose between 3 or 4 things, I think that would already spice the cutscenes up.
That's cool. That's a cool interactive idea. What would you say its emotions are?
Yeah, I mean, you could do a lot with colored rim lights. Con theory says yes. That is what Jack already suggested in a previous call. You said there should be a rim light, right? And you also want to take a look at the textures that I'm using. By the way, the textures that I'm using, they are high def. I just toned them down because they had a lot of. They're big. So that is why they feel a little muddied here. Maybe just increasing that quality again would just help a lot. But yeah, play around with the lighting in some ways. And we could. So here's another thing that I thought of. Throughout the course, the lighting changes between 3 different scenes. Like originally, I wanted him to stand on a very dark beach, like almost in the night, but you can still see the moonshine or whatever. The second scene was in the forest, where you just see dark trees behind him. And the third one was just somewhere in hell.
Oh,
But how do you convey that, right? It needs to be very simple. But maybe we can just convey that with lighting. Just
yeah. I mean, it's not that hard to create a background that is blurred in the back. I'm thinking about a forest that kind of is turned on fire because of his appearance.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
With a fire gradient from the bottom up, and it will shine this rim light on his back, and will give the embers then be behind him, and in front of him would have embers, for example. Embers are those particles that you have.
Yes, thank you, thank you for clarifying.
And I would actually give him an aura of like black ink of particles that are just like in loop.
Like similar to what we saw on the splash screen, you know, the ends of the wing, whatever.
Yeah, correct. Exactly. And we would increase those particles the more angry he gets. We could reduce them for normal speech. Yeah, I don't know what else emotions he has, but
I would definitely play around with showing some kind of. By the way, hi Task or Ludwig. Ludwig is working with me on the voice of Death. He is actually processing the recorded voice lines for us.
Cool.
I'd say professionally lighting the cloak would be better. I think that is what Jack is thinking about. Yes, just better lighting in general, or lighting in general. just to have actual lighting there. But I really want to play around with the eyes somehow, because I think there is nothing in the eyes right now, which I think is really cool. But if there are certain lines where he is getting particularly angry or whatever, then we could show like a glimmer or just a hint of something in the eyes.
Are you interested in the idea of giving him one eye, and that eye is actually what is it called again? Those balls?
The lacrima. I was actually thinking about giving him a lacrima in one of the eye sockets. Yes.
Yeah. So what we can do is have a lacrima in one of his eyes, and that lacrima is actually broken. So it has a crack in the middle, and it changes colors.
That is really cool.
Yeah, we can.
That is so cool that you bring it up, because there was an old idea I had, and that it's just resurfacing it right now. That means it needs to happen.
Yeah, perfect. Then I will make a quick sketch, not now, but for later.
No, just now.
Or like how I imagine this to be. Actually, I could send it right now to you on Discord, maybe, because that lacrima will actually be like its own light. So I sent you something on Discord, and I'll continue drawing upon it. So I'm just taking a screenshot, right? Nothing special.
Yeah.
And now I'm drawing how I imagine the screen a little bit.
Corner Theory says the hood of the cloak should cast a strong shadow so you cannot see the inside sockets. I believe that is part of what Jack wants to do, right? Like have some actual lighting and shadows in general.
Yes, a whole scene behind him. I would love to have that. I'm just basically drawing right now how I imagine the embers. I sent you the general idea of the lacrima.
Yes.
And now I'm just drawing the forest in the background.
No, we are not adding suns to the game, Corner Theory. You can add comic suns. Huh?
Are they talking about like the
skull
font?
No, they're talking about suns from Undertale.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The skeleton dude was called Suns.
Gotcha. Okay, so this is approximate sketch, right? The blue thing is the forest behind him with the light of the moon. You can see how it's shining on him. The lacrima will be also a light of some sort. Then we have the embers on the fire. The fire is very like sketchy right now, but we can create something really cool with gradients and effects.
Nice. Yes.
And
So
yeah.
even if we just have 3 or 4 different scenes and just a different, what is it called? Different intense levels of these scenes, that could already help a lot.
Exactly. Yeah. So like we can have the fire increasing in certain emotions. We can have the eye switching in certain emotions. We can have the ink effect around him, the aura also increase to a level where it also kind of contains the whole image. It creates a vignette around his face. Like he's so angry that now the screen is so like filled with ink and smoke or whatever. We can do a lot of cool stuff.
Cool. That sounds really cool. Yeah, because I think that, again, this is just a big playground for anything, because right now it's just a model.
Yeah.
And a point light, I think.
We'll also play with the textures a bit, give it a more painterly feeling with some dark magic. Or I can even do it by hand because it's not that big.
Is the background fire the spare one? I don't know. Maybe. There is one effect in the game where if you talk to Death during the game while your despair is high, there's actually black rain coming down from his eye sockets. So maybe you can then also have that for the cutscenes as well, or whatever.
Yeah, I need to see it actually. I'm excited to see it.
I can probably trigger it, yes, because we are going to rest. Yes, let me just increase my despair really quickly. I can probably just do it like this. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to cheat.
Nice.
Current player phase. Despair is going to be 57. Load. All right, let's end the fight. And you already see here's one shader that I'm using where the edges of the edges of the screen lose color. In the center, everything is still okay, but towards the edge, everything is more faded out and colorless. And you see this despair rain already coming in here. I think you also had an idea for this in the past, but I don't remember what it was. Maybe just make it thicker or whatever, more apparent. I don't know if maybe it wasn't you. But this is what that looks like if your despair is high.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Very simple.
Yeah, that's cool. That's also giving like we can play with this too, right? It's this ink thing as well.
Yes.
I think it needs to be slower.
All right.
Yeah, but we can play with this.
Yeah, I mean, I would just totally let you replace that, to be honest, because maybe you can actually make it flow down his skull or whatever. I don't know if that's possible. Probably is, but maybe
we can fake it.
We can, yeah. All right, good.
Fake it, but
faking it is.
Do it. Yeah,
game dev is all about faking it.
It's just smoke and mirrors. I swear to God.
It is. You know what the scene looks like right now? It's smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors, man.
Yes. Look at this thing. Nice. Awesome.
Everything is. Oh my God, that's a cool perspective, though. Wow, damn.
Yeah.
Blank death. He's blanking. Yeah. Blank challenge 2027.
Yes.
Nice.
That's how I feel when I blank. Awesome.
You also have black tears coming out of your eyes.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I had an idea. I remember having an idea for those, but I completely now forgot. I think I have my notes somewhere, but I have to find them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go back to Zero Despair. Okay. Do you want to jump right into the fight, or should we just look at the map maybe first? If there's something we
Let's go back. Let's go a little bit backwards, so we could see like the main menu, stuff like that.
Oh, the main menu? You mean that one?
Yeah, so that is the main menu. Okay.
Yeah, that's the main menu.
Right.
You have the main menu. This is the run starter basically, where you make your selection, what you do.
Yep.
With the deities and the automats and whatever. And then you have to, this is just the fight screen. This is the map screen where you go from left to right.
Yeah.
And this is the inventory screen where you can configure your cards. This is the way it works.
Cool.
Just slot them in. You can also slot them in with this quick select menu,
Nice.
or just move them around. There's already a little parting effect that I stole from God of War. I just looked at a video from God of War and then just copy pasted that in Unity.
Yeah, I mean, it works.
It works.
There are a lot of parts in this game where we don't need to touch at all. But I'm curious what type of variations the players were like, yeah, maybe we can get a variation effect on this thing.
One of the variations is probably that if you slot in a very rare lacrima into a slot, then the effect should be a bit more pronounced. Like it would actually be like, wow, this is a you know, like the ring in Lord of the Rings, when it falls down, it isn't just ding, it's just like boom. It has a weight to it.
Okay, that could
But
be.
maybe that is also kind of a sound thing. I don't know.
Hey, yeah, but like as well, like the effect you're playing there is like really like bling, right? It's it's not a weight. But I can see where they might think like, yeah, these are heavy.
The card should crease. What do you mean with crease? Quantum theory. Okay, here's another thing. Maybe that is more of a general thing. The map around it or the table around it could also have various decals and stuff like that. From, you know, for example, if you have, I don't know, let's just jump into the fight. Maybe, for example, if I have a card that has Incinerate on it and you cast it to this card, there should be a little bit of a flame going on, right? And then when you're back on the map, maybe there could be a bit of a remnant of something having burnt here. I'm not sure if that is a good idea, to be honest, but that is something that has been suggested to me in the past.
Okay, so they want perks for each and every card effect, basically. They want something where they feel like, yeah, I've made fire damage here.
Exactly. So it is about permanence, like you as a player having an impact on the physical surrounding, having an impact on the table that you're sitting in front of.
I like that. Yeah. Not a permanent one, but at least one that you see and it stays for a second or two and then it goes away.
Exactly. Yeah. Ivandro says you need a massive screen shake with a lot of motion blur. Okay, here's a hot take. I actually don't like screen shake at all. Because I think people just use screen shake as a I think they're using it wrong. I don't know why, or I cannot really explain it. But for example, the people who made Half-Life, they made a screen shake that feels right. And in Nintendo games as well. I don't know, whenever they use screen shake, it actually makes sense the camera is shaking. But when you just add a screen shake that doesn't make any sense, it doesn't really convey anything that happens on screen, it's just shaking because there is an explosion or whatever. I feel like that doesn't make a lot of... It actually causes motion sickness. That is the disconnect.
Yeah, I think there's a way to do it. Like there's also the decay after the motion sickness. What is it called? The jittery motion of the camera. You need some decay. You need some time for it to cool down. You can't just go shake and then 0.
Okay.
I think that's one of the wrong ways to do it.
Corner Theory says you could show Death painstakingly dealing out the hexagon cards to set up the map phase. So Death is already putting the card on the board for the boss fight. But the way the map appears in the first run is like this. So there's a bit of an animation going on there. You probably didn't see it because it's really fast. But the tiles come in one after another. I'm not sure because the animation should be really fast, and then Death just painstakingly laying out every tile would be a bit too slow. But maybe there could be like a motion of the hands. That is probably not something that you would like to work on, but I would really love to have somebody animate the hands where we can actually use the hands that he has, because right now they're just static things that don't do anything. But if we could do something with the fingers or whatever, that would, like having the hand on the table and he just does this every now and then, something like that would be really cool. But
is it rigged?
It's not. It's just
okay. So he's a rig, right? I mean, I've done cinematic animations before, but I don't think 20 hours a month might cover that. That's the
right. Exactly. So no, this is just when I said it, I know this is out of scope here. So
yeah, but I could do it. That's the funny part. But yeah, it could be cool.
All right, let's go back to VFX.
Yeah, let's go. I think the map here is very static, by the way. I think I'm starting to remember what the original plan was, to create like some type of distortion on top of these. So it feels like something is moving, or it only moves on, because the way I understand is that right now the yellow ones they're locked, or you're not there yet, correct? And the orange ones mean you played?
Yes. You click one, and then you can pick one of the 3 directions.
Can you? Oh.
Yeah, you can go in any way direction you want, but you have to use all of the 3 in any order that you wish.
Okay. Oh, and then you get the complete icon.
Yeah,
that's cool. Perfect.
Then you complete, and then you can pick the next one. The next path to go. And then the other one flies away again, and then you can pick the order that you want to go through.
Nice. I think in terms of value, though, you need to switch them artistically speaking, because yellow has a lighter value than orange, and lighter value I think sometimes communicates availability. Darker value communicates the unavailable, like even in UI, right? When you want to change a setting in Windows or in Unity and it's grayed out, when it's darker, you think, okay, this is not available. But when it's lighter, you think, sure, yeah, it's available, it's right there. So we might need to switch values, or you can keep the color, but kind of like you need a darker color for the locked ones, and some type of like fog of war distortion on top.
All right. Corner Theory is saying it is showing that hex cards and other UI elements are the different textile density than a table.
That one too, yeah.
So is the solution to increase the table density? Because I would not do that.
No, you just get a higher resolution texture.
For the table?
It doesn't have to be a table, it can just be an image, right?
No, I mean, are we talking about increasing the density of the background?
Yeah, I think it makes sense, because it's like, it feels like HD already, and then everything on top is like vector graphics. So they're sharp, but the background is kind of like mid-map confusing, kind of. Is it an actual table? Do you need an actual table for this?
Wait. I'm confused. Wait. Okay, here we go. The direction was off.
No way. It's
Background 3D is just this. It's just a 3D cube basically with a material on it. The thing is, I have used the. Wait a minute. This is the null. Okay, I think it is. No, it's not. It might just be the compression, actually.
It looks compressed, yeah.
Now it should be a little bit better.
Let's check it out.
Is it a little bit better? Not sure.
I mean, Unity tells you 8K. Yeah, it's better. A bit better.
Okay. So here's the thing. I would rather have it compressed. Because at the moment it uses 4 megabytes. Or 2 megabytes. But I'm not sure. So this goes in the direction of optimization, I think.
It's interesting. It's an interesting problem to solve. It does look a bit cheap when it's like, when it's compressed too much.
Right.
But it could be an easy fix, honestly.
Maybe they have small drop shadows. See? At the bottom?
Yeah.
This is an actual shadow.
That's so cool.
An actual shadow, wow.
Wow.
We have the technology, wow.
Can you make the table smaller, actually, or would it go out of frame?
Can I make the table smaller? See, I just wanted to show there is an actual shadow. Can I make the table smaller? It is not really a table, which is, it's just smoke and mirrors. If I make it smaller, then...
I guess because what you can do is when you scale it down like that, see, you can create an instance of it, so it won't have to render twice, and you put it on the rest of the edges. Because now the texture looks better, I think.
Okay, so you're saying I could then just do this and I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Not sure if it works though.
Something like that.
But let's not get to this.
No, I know. But yeah, I can actually see it. It does look a bit better.
See like the grunge texture on this thing? Looking really nice.
All right.
Yeah. How about okay, so I think we need to go into battle soon. So we're not wasting a lot of time, and then we can talk about environmental effects. Meaning like, what happens in a normal situation, what happens in a despair situation.
One small thing, this is maybe not a small thing, but this is also something where I really would like to have an effect. When, can I save this? Yes. When the size comes down now, the card will get destroyed. I would really like to have some kind of longer lasting effect on the table that lasts for maybe like a second or two, or maybe 5 seconds, I don't know. And some additional effect when the size actually connects with the table. I will just show it how it is right now.
Yeah.
It is very quick, as you just saw. So I will show it again.
Yeah. So the card gets destroyed, correct?
The card gets destroyed, yes.
Why is it shine? Why is it getting like sparkles if it's getting destroyed?
I mean, that's a good question, right? That's a question for you to answer.
Okay. So what you would like is for it to be longer?
What I would like is the effect doesn't need to be longer. What I would like is when he hits the table with the size, there needs to be like a physical evidence left behind for at least maybe 5 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
Like maybe a creator like a despair creator or whatever.
Yeah.
Something that said,
So-
yeah, you destroyed a card here on my table.
Yeah, so we need to play with the idea of like the ink and the smoke, like this black energy, right? So instead of this yellow like sparkle effect, we need something that kind of spills like imagine it like a dark blood, almost like black blood. And then just that spill of blood will dissipate like a pool. Basically, it will stay there for a while, and then we'll get sucked.
Nice. That sounds really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just drawing the concept. It's almost like a splash of water, but actually more like ink.
Right. And then it I mean, that's just an idea, but then it could dissipate as if the as if it was as if the liquid was almost alive, just kind of crawls away.
That's kind of cool.
But anyway,
we could also like destroy the card, have his thing still on the table, and the thing sucks the liquid away again. That's how it dissipates. And then he removes the weapon.
Okay, yeah, something like that.
It does the splash, it leaves the trail everywhere, and then it goes again into this thing. Or it dissipates into smoke. That's also interesting.
Yeah.
Just black smoke.
Right. Corner theory says if the card burns, then leave ashes.
Yeah, we can do ashes, definitely.
But yeah, definitely the card almost looks like it's being upgraded, right? At the moment.
Yeah, with the sparkles at the end.
Yeah.
But the initial effect is actually good because what you could easily turn it into ashes. You could have ashes flying afterwards as well.
So almost like what I'm doing when an enemy dies, I guess.
Show me.
I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't.
Things are happening fast.
Yeah, things need to slow down a bit, I think.
Okay, I'm going to start it now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see it through the screenshot. They dissipate from top to bottom.
Yeah. So,
and they dissolve into like tiny ash particles.
yeah, I think we can like that for blockout is great. We need a setup where you could still see the texture of the card itself and have it burn and not turn immediately into darkness. There should be like a bit of leeway in the middle. But I'm curious how your shaders are set up, but we can do this in the next meeting, definitely.
Okay, cool.
Or in this meeting. I mean, we still have an hour.
Okay.
But yeah. We can play with ashes. That's definitely like the idea that we can play with ashes is 100%. I have a really cool ashes setup. I have a material maker that can do the ashes really nicely, and they could like, I'll show it to you when it's ready. But yeah, we can have some ashes.
Conrad says, I think we all feel like it should be a decal. So when the side hits the table, yeah, I think there should be like a little bit of a decal that stays there for like 5 seconds. But yeah, we will see. The table.
Like even after, so how do you imagine him hitting it?
Yeah.
Staying there for 5 seconds, or do you imagine?
No, he's just hitting the card, removing the scythe, and then there's a bit of a visible damage on the table that stays there for
a crack. Okay,
a crack, yeah.
Yeah. But
it should not
would you arrange the cards then? If he killed the card in the middle, would then the cards rearrange on top of the crack?
No. It was really literally just like a black decal that just shows there was some. You sacrificed the card there like 10 seconds ago, and then it just the crack just dissipates. So again, I guess we could also just go with the black effects or whatever, but we will see, I guess.
But I'm just wondering, because if he hits the middle card and then you rearrange your cards, there will be a card on the decal and it wouldn't be visible unless you have a code that don't allow you to put a card on top of the decal.
So the way I'm imagining it is if the card is here, I don't know if you see my cursor.
Yeah.
If the card is in the middle and you destroy it, then the decal would like if it's a crack, then the crack would like show a little bit like out of this side and maybe out of this side. So even if you go into battle right afterwards and place a card there, you would still see a little bit of it.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
So in general, just the idea of permanence, I think is really interesting. Where things happen and then they just leave a little bit of a mark on the table for a little while.
Yeah. The battle scars. Cool.
Battle scars, and there's also other things that I want to try. That was suggested to me by a 3D artist. She said basically to break things up more in general. For example, sometimes you have a spider or a bug walking across the table and stuff like that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so just in the corner of the eye and basically play more with the physical space. But this is not VFX, I know that. So just but
it could be VFX. You could put animated, gettable like meshes in the particle system. But yeah, you can have a spider net, for example.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I mean, we have to be careful with not triggering people who are scared of spiders, including me. So maybe it's just something, you know, that happens on the table. Anyways,
right. Let's focus on what's there.
Let's focus. Just one more thing. Conrad said the table is maybe too dark. I agree that the table is very dark, but I also think that it should not be brighter than the cards. So there's definitely something that we should be careful of.
So one thing I saw in the fighting, there's this when you release a card, and then there's this trail that goes super fast back to you. What is that?
Not sure. You probably mean that, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What
is that? What you meant?
Yeah. What is this?
Okay. So. So you're playing the spell card, right?
Okay.
And usually what happens is when a lacrima on a card gets triggered, it sends this yellow line to the target from the card that it originated from. So, and here's what happens, and this is just a weird side effect. The spell is being played on this card, but then it's also put on the discard pile, and the discard pile is down here. It's actually below the screen.
Yeah.
So the spell gets put on the discard pile, but the lacrima gets still activated, and that is why you see the line. So it's basically probably it's a bug.
Okay, it's a bug. All right.
It's not really a bug, but you know it's something that you could probably turn off at least or something like that.
So one thing is not clear to me. It's like when the thing is activated. I think we need an effect for that.
So here's an idea, because Slay the Spire, when you play a spell in Slay the Spire, it usually just stays on the screen until the spell is done being played. So maybe that is something that we can also play with. I'm not sure.
So how would you imagine that if that's the case? So the card keeps on the side, right? Is that what you said?
If you play a spell to the enemy, then the spell then gets put here while it is being played, and then it gets discarded. So you still see that, we are currently playing the spell. Maybe it even has the active card corner or whatever, border. That you see that this is currently the active card, and then when it's done, then it gets discarded.
What could also be interesting is like if it has 2 power points or 2 attacks, it plays the effect twice. Like bam, bam. Or if it has like 3, then 3 times the attack, not just once. Because that, again, like gives this dopamine of like, oh yeah, chain effect, combo, right? Like, I would be rewarded if the I think your idea is also good to communicate.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna write this down as well, because
I think what would also enhance that lacrima, I think it's the way to say this, got activated is similar to how when you put it, there's this God of War effect that you mentioned. We need a similar effect for the activation, depending on the color.
Okay,
And
nice.
the
Yeah.
effect of the spell. We could also customize the effect of the spell with some like basic icons.
There is. Wait a minute. Let me just go to a different fight. There is an effect. Oh, you could see it on the blessings down here. But let me end the fight and pick a better trigger. Ally attack. Okay, so you can see what is happening. There is a small effect that maybe just needs to be enhanced or can be. Okay, if I enter the fight now and draw the red cards, I'm going to save. So if an ally of this creature attacks, then it will cast Impulse on the enemy and heal itself, right? That's the plan. So this one will attack, and then this will happen. I'm going to slow the game down so you can see it. All right.
Cool that you can do that.
Did you see it? Probably not. It is very faint. I will play it again.
Yeah. Can you describe it again before you play?
Yeah. So this card is going to attack this card. And this has the ally attack trigger, right? So whenever an ally of this creature attacks, it will trigger the Lacrima on this card. So you will see these cards being activated. There's a small ring that starts and expands on both of these.
All right, let's see it. Let's see it. Still too fast, but let's see it.
Did you see it?
Wait. Yeah, I see it now. I'm watching the Twitch stream because the video ninja is very pixelated.
Oh shit! Okay.
So there's like 2 seconds delay.
Okay. I will play it again.
Do it. Yeah, I saw it.
So these are the particles, the same particles that also appear when you slot it into in the slot with an additional ring.
What is this ring around the card itself that goes like a loading screen? What is it communicating?
That is communicating that the card is currently being triggered. The card is currently activated.
So it's the current active card, right?
Excuse me. No. Wait a minute. That is the current. Okay. That is the card that is currently in the queue. So when you press end turn, your cards will attack from left to right, and then the enemy will attack from left to right. So the card that has this loading border is the currently attacking card.
It's the currently attacking card.
I will just let it run again. And
so just the thing about this motion is it's not communicating active, it's communicating loading. Like this is waiting for something to happen. So I'm constantly looking and I'm like, all right, cool. And then nothing happens and I'm like, fuck. What happened?
Okay. Do you want me to play it again and then you can suggest something that what you have in mind? Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so currently this card is it's this card's turn, and these cards are activated. Now this card is done, so this card is currently attacking.
Yeah.
And then it's this card currently attacking, and then that's the end of the turn.
Yeah. So I would go with a simple outline instead of this round motion, honestly. And are the enemies attacking at the same time as you're playing?
From left to right.
Yes. And I've seen that sometimes the outline is at the same time. So is it my turn, my card, attack, and then their turn, attack, or is it my turn, your turn, attack at the same time?
No, it's only your turn. Your cards attack first from left to right, and then it's the enemy's turn also attacking from left to right.
We need if it's my game, I would make some type of indication that it's my turn and then it's their turn to attack. Because right now I'm getting the feeling that everything is happening at the same time.
There is an indicator for that.
Where is it? Let's see.
Do you see that? Face. it appeared at the top.
Oh no!
And then
We can't do that.
and then it's enemy phase. So here's the thing. I had this in the middle of the screen and it was super distracting.
Of course. So I'm thinking something. Okay, you could poop on this. I don't care, but
No, I don't want to poop on anything. I want to hear what you think.
all right, give me a second. All right, here's a screen.
Because I played around with this. I really liked having it in the center, but it just felt very strange. I don't know why.
I think when you think in logic, it makes sense how you have it. But thinking visually will kind of like take this to another level, I feel. All right, let's see what I mean. I'm just going to do a simple... Should I put it in Krita to get there? I'm going to put it in Krita and send it over.
Okay.
Maybe I can share my screen with you, but...
Should work through Ninja, right?
Should work, yeah.
Should work. Famous last words.
I'm gonna just do the quick sketch in the snipping tool.
Cornet Theory says you need a Doom guy face at the bottom that is either death or human. You can customize.
I love that. So good. So I sent you this layout, if you may, but basically something at the bottom that switches when the turns happen. But now I'm gonna actually give it a design, so it doesn't look so boxy.
So something that is behind the cards.
Yes.
That could work. Yes.
Yeah. So
that sounds really good.
The implementation could be very simple for just to see if it's communicating anything. Let's see. All right. So
that is really cool. And you can even then add an additional highlight for the card that is currently attacking.
You could do that, yeah. Let's see. I'm thinking to take the same, this gold color for the game that you have.
Yes.
And
that idea is really exciting. That I think could work really well.
Yeah, I've done UI in the past, but
I've done UI in the past.
What did you not do?
And I live to tell the tale.
Oh no!
I was in the UI wars.
I was, back in the day.
It almost sounds like, yeah, I've made websites before. Don't ask me about it. More color trim lights on the card says variation in source direction and color. Says Corner Theory.
I think I remember you once showing me this heart effect that was communicating healing, if you remember.
It was
telling you.
Yeah, it was communicating charmed, which already changed because you said it's communicating healing, not being charmed.
Yeah, exactly.
I already changed this to be a confusion effect.
I can't wait to see it. All right, so I have an image for it. Maybe it's too bright, but guess the idea across. Give me a second.
Yes.
Sorry, guys, I'm sick. All right, here it is. See how it takes your attention immediately? Like, oh, my turn.
It's my turn. Yes.
Yeah.
I can see that, and I will agree with you that it is probably a bit too bright.
It's too bright. Yeah.
I would also probably try to make it more of a highlight on the table, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it is on the table. That's how I...
No, not with these straight lines at the top, but it just kind of... But this is a detail thing. But I like the idea. That is that is important. I like the idea.
Here's the less brighter version. Just like something subtle. And when you switch it, of course, it says...
Right.
Their turn,
Yeah, and then it's their turn. I really like that idea. That is really good. Invert the vignette of it so that the highlights is in a dark area of the table. Yeah. Yes, no. Maybe, yes. Maybe. Yes, you can probably do that because that would mean the cards would stick out a little more, but you stick a little. But yeah, it's a detail question. But just the idea in general, I think is really, really cool.
One last thing is the hit flash. So there's a hit effect I saw like simulates an X or something. It's, in my opinion, too minimal.
Yes, I agree. I completely agree with you. That's not even a question.
We need like some type of. So since we're talking permanents, we can put like literal sparks that like after the effect is happening, right? They go on the. They have like a collision on the table for 1 second, and they disappear. And we can have a flash on the card itself when it got hit. This is like basic game communication, right?
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool that you love it.
Sorry to interrupt. No, I just want to say I love it.
Yeah.
What I want to add to this is that there could be like a slider or to increase the intensity of the hit for damage that goes like over certain thresholds of numbers. Like below 10 is like very small, but 50 it's like increased intensity, but over 100, over 9,000 it's just
yes
increased intensity. That is something that I was really looking forward to actually.
So when the reason I want to work with you is because I always wanted to do something like this on a project, but always like got the like the thing back where it's like, no, we shouldn't do it like this. We already implemented the logic for whatever. But, particle systems, they have awesome stuff that you can do with code. And sometimes I'm like, I wish I knew more about the code of this project because, not always is documented. But yeah, basically we can do something where it's like, if it has so-and-so attack points, you make you scale the effect with the number itself. Nice. And I would love that.
Yes, absolutely. So I think that would really help.
Yeah. How do you think we could enhance the idea of I forgot their names again.
Lacrima. It's fine. You can just say gem or crystals. I don't have a. I'm not personally attached to
Lacrima. The Lacrima, when they get activated, I think colors are important.
Colors, yes. So right now they just sparkle and there's a circle coming out, right?
Yes.
The general idea, and I will get to your question in a bit, Task,
sure.
Ludwig. The general idea is that a lacrima should have a bit of a unique effect depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I would be really, I'm scared to overdo this. So I want this to be as minimal as possible because there can be like a dozen lacrima on screen being activated almost at the same time. But for example, if you have impulse is a very basic magic damage spell or damage lacrima or whatever. So this should be just like the basic magic, what is it called in D&D? It's just the most basic magic missile.
Oh, okay.
It's just like just a small tiny projectile that has a bit of a trail and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even know if you're talking about individual effects or do you mean like there should be at least a general effect? For all of them.
Should be a general special effect. So there should be a general effect that is clear.
Yeah.
But each one should be special for color.
Okay.
In my opinion. Yeah. So I see now like there's this blinking on each and every like lacrima.
Yes.
Which is working very well on the yellow one, but it's not doing the red or the green any favors because they're green and because they're red. So there's like little shiny.
This is okay. I will just interrupt you quickly because this is not. Sure. This is the targeting preview, which definitely needs some work. This is so. These two, they don't have a highlight. They are just trying to say, okay, if you hover the card, if you hover the mouse over this card, it says this one will activate this card. I will shoot this card. And this one will activate itself. I know it does not work currently. What I just said, because you don't really see that the green one is activating itself, right?
So I wonder if like we could make simple trail systems, those simple trail shaders that could like do like a simple, like an arrow from this to this instead of like just points.
Yeah.
I could help you out with that thing because then
that would be really nice.
Right? Something like that.
Mm-hmm. That would be really nice. This is basically just it happened this way because I didn't know how else to do it. And I wanted some kind of preview. But to answer your question, the left one has a bit of a shader thing going on. Yes.
Cool. Yeah, that's so the way this yellow golden Lakama looks like, we need something similar for the red one and for the green one. I'm imagining each one would have a theme, like the green one is kind of like nature. So we can have a simple, those wind trails effect or leaf falling, but in a loop. Always inside, kind of working like the thing you see the future in, inside out, those crystals where they look inside and there's something playing inside always, the memory. And we can have those simple effects. There's like for the green, for example, it could be a leaf falling. Always for the red one could be, what's the red one again?
In this case, it's impulse.
Impulse.
It just deals basic damage, magic damage.
So we could have a red fire, or we could have some kind of. I think scrolling fire could be fun to experiment with.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to look into each one, basically.
Yeah. Just to answer the questions quickly, Ludwig said, if such a big area is highlighted, wouldn't it flicker if the game is fast-paced? I think the way I would solve it is not immediately displaying the background, but it just fades in with some kind of noise shader or whatever. It fades in and then it fades out. And when it's the enemy's turn, then it also fades in here and then fades out gracefully again. That is what I would do. So he's saying this is the question where we were talking about the background of whose turn it currently is.
Yeah, exactly. With noise texture, exactly.
And I would not just display it very quickly. I would just really gracefully make it appear, disappear, and then make it appear for the enemies and whatever. But this is I will sure we will make it work. Even if the game is fast-paced, we will find a way.
Yeah, I mean, you could have a fast-paced game if the scheduling is not clear. The fast pace becomes just that fast pace.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have fast pace but scheduled, meaning I know what's going on, instead of like confusing outlines, right? Whose turn is it now? I have no idea what's going on. Then it's just fast because I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Does it even display how much damage you dealt, like in those games where there's numbers coming out?
Yes.
RPG. Okay, it does. Okay.
For example, if you do it like this is a regular damage tag, then it got 10 damage. And here it's 12 damage.
Here it is. Ooh, okay. Now, let's see. So the thing is, when it's played on the card, maybe on the left of the card could be a better placement for this. You can hate me as much as you want, though.
No,
I think like on the left side is a better, like on the outer, not left, but like on the outer sides, because there's a lot of space anyway. It could be used for such occasions, I feel.
Yes. Let me go into a fight that has a bit more things going on, and you will see what the difference is. Because if you have more cards on the table, then if you have something to the left of a card, it would be shown on the card that is to the left of the card. That is, I think, that could be a little bit confusing.
Yeah, that will be confusing if there's 3 slots, definitely.
It can get up to 5 slots.
Yeah, okay, then we can. Yeah, I get your design decision, of course.
But it doesn't mean that it cannot be changed. So I'm open for everything.
Okay, yeah. I'm just trying to think of like what could be a better way. But right now, if it is the case, then maybe it does actually make sense. But yeah, it's really fast. The game is too fast. Definitely. But I guess you get used to it. So the thing is, like when you're hitting this button there, and then there's this loading screen there, it's taking my attention too much. Like in a composition, when we speak composition, it has the brightest value, and it's animating in a way where my eye is constantly looking at it. Right? It could be as simple as it just goes grayed out, and it looks like pressed, like those old cassettes, right? Because right now I'm looking on the right, and it should be looking in the middle.
Right? Yeah, that makes sense.
Could be something to think about. Otherwise, yeah. So those icons on the right side of each card, those are buffs, right?
Yes, exactly.
And so I've seen the shield one. It's like an aura around it, right? I think we might need a way to like communicate the other buffs. Effect.
Yeah.
And I wonder how many there are already.
There are a lot.
Well, that's, yeah. I can do that, that's for sure.
There are, let me just find the script for that. Maybe I'm just exaggerating. There are at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16, maybe that's it actually. No, that's not. Yeah, maybe that's it.
16 buffs.
No, 16 stars effects in general. That includes buffs and debuffs and just special effects. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 21 debuffs, and I think, what was it, 18? I forgot the other number again. But yeah, a lot.
Yeah, a lot of those. So we either have to choose some, or we make a thing for each one. So the shield is already done, basically, right? Or do people actually want a shield, an actual shield?
Can you rephrase that? What do you mean?
Because in the beginning you said the shield is not clear.
So what that person specifically meant is that when you have 5 lanes, then and then something happens over here on the left that activates a creature over here, and it just shields itself. The person said it was not immediately clear that the creature on the upper left, in the upper right corner, got a shield, right? So I believe what the person was saying is that if there was a bigger shield icon, like whoosh, this just got a shield, whoosh. Instead of just saying shield in a tiny icon whenever it happens.
Okay.
So I guess what could help is that whenever a stars effect is applied to a card, it has a unique effect that spans the entirety of the card, or at least is just bigger.
But isn't there an effect for the shield already?
No, there's no effect.
Wasn't that in the beginning not a shield when you?
Oh no, that was immunity.
Okay.
Boss starts with immunity, where it just takes very reduced damage and is immune to certain stuff.
So in the beginning there was a lot of buffing going on, right? In the beginning of the level.
Yeah, that was because the boss is buffing its allies. This is a specific boss kind of thing.
And there was a lot of messages in the beginning of like on the cards, right? Like this got buffed and this thing got buffed, right? Were those scheduled like from left to right, or were they all going at the same time?
They were scheduled from left to right. I will show you 1 second.
Okay,
I will start the fight again.
Sure.
The corner theory says the card should have a glowing blue edge if it has shields. I mean, I have no idea how to do that, because if the card also has other buffs, then how do you? We have to think about how these buffs are interacting with each other, and not conflicting with each other. If it has a blue edge and all of the other have a different effect, then maybe it works.
No, I mean, one easy trick, instead of like always playing on the outline, right? And because it can get confusing very quick, you can play on the overlay. I think what is it called, that game? Oh, the card game, the poker roguelike Balatro.
Balatro, yes.
Because they changed the actual overlay of the card itself. So you have a new, like, it looks just completely blue all of a sudden, right? It has a tint on it, and like maybe some shininess that goes from bottom to top, and this communicates shield. Or the one in the middle has immunity, right? This could also be a nice shield effect, but you know, since it's for immunity, we're gonna keep it for immunity. But things like that, you don't have to always keep the like. I think it can even have, like, the overlay of the card itself could have a color now, a special golden color with black text instead. You know, just switch all the values of you invert everything. And this emphasizes even more that this is immune. Now it's so different that it's immune. Yeah, something like that.
I will show you the effect now that you want to see.
Yes. Yeah. It's definitely from left to right. That hit effect needs to be emphasized. I can't
Absolutely.
wait.
No, I completely agree with you.
Yeah, and we need also a unique hit effect for when it's shielded. That will also ultimately communicate this thing is shielded. That when you attack it, we could even spawn a physical shield if we want to, and make it like do this hit and then sparkles, nothing happened, and then when the shield is broken is hit and then broken, shield is broken. So we can have shield hit and then shield broken.
The way shield works in this game is maybe a bit unintuitive, but it just reduces the incoming damage by 50%.
Oh, okay. So it's one of those shields. All right.
One of those shields, yeah.
Yeah.
What you were describing just now in this game is called Stone Skin. Stone Skin is actually buffing you and not letting anything through. So if the Stone Skin is hit, then nothing gets through to you, and Stone Skin is just reduced. But Shield is just reducing the incoming damage by 50%.
So,
but I mean, it's still the same effect, I would say.
Yeah. It would still hit basically, but not to the ultimate amount. Okay, cool. Where there must be a way to communicate that then, even with the hit effect. But yeah, you get it. Like the hit effect should have variants. Like even the card should change a tint, in my opinion, when a certain buffs are on. Like the stone skin, you said, the whole card goes gray, right? It has a different color theme, and yeah, but we need a shader for that.
All right.
Cool. Now, let's talk about Faith and Despair, like the two icons on the top. What's happening with these?
So Faith is whenever you don't have a creature on your lane, then you get hit. You are Faith. You are the character Faith. And if you...
I'm just noting down the old...
Yeah. Take your time.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
What Conrad is saying, a long biplane flying in the red sky? I have no idea. And Despair is the thing that increases whenever you play cards. And when Despair is full, you get a new curse.
Okay. How does it look when you're gaining Despair? Like,
currently, there's no special effect. I will just...
Okay.
Yeah. Big move. So I will play a card, and then you will see the number just increase.
It's still 20. Yeah, that is too little. That is.
We can do something there, right?
Yeah, we have to. Otherwise, it's It's already on the upper left corner.
Yes.
And we need some type, like even if it's as simple as your God of War effect, we need something that goes, careful, right? You gain 2 points. So in my opinion, it should be a continuous effect that plays depending on the points. So meaning 1 point, 1 second, 2 points, 2 seconds, right?
Oh.
And if it's like 30 points, it keeps firing, right? It's a loop thing. And it could play on the edges of it, right?
That sounds really cool, yes.
Yeah, and I think I already have an idea for the spare, like in color as well. Because I don't think it should be completely black. Like even the ink idea, I'm imagining some purple in there.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about bright blue?
Bright blue.
Like, is it a bit cool? Because, the spares are very cold. Depression is very cold.
Yeah, I mean, purple is in the area, right? Or is purple for you lucky? Because I see it there, lucky. It can be blue. It can be blue.
So,
general idea, yeah.
I will show you if we have the Necro Binder in Slay Spire 2.
Yeah.
Ludwig says, I hope it doesn't get crowded with VFX if there's too much going on. That is something that we are very aware of, I would say, and we will definitely have to keep that in check, right?
So I think VFX gets misinterpreted as this like things everywhere takes over the screen. But it's more about communication. Like the way I'm looking at this, if you notice, like I even suggested a UI solution for things because for me, my job is communication. I just need to make like when you're gaining a despair, feel like you actually did the bad thing. And when you're gaining faith, it feels like you did a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Ludwig, we are aware of that. But and there's the one thing that I said when we just sat down for the first time. I said to check that I don't want to overdo it. I always want to like be clear in communication because, as Jack said, VFX is about communication, and I don't want to have the bizarre kind of thing happening.
I mean, the game is already.
The game is right. Yeah. No, the game is great. It works for the bazaar. It just as Task said,
your game is polished. Like it's
okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and as Ludwig is saying, yeah. Anyways, that threw me off guard. Anyway, back to the purple. The Necro Binder also has this purple shade here, right? Mm-hmm. I think that is what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Exactly. But more inside than outside.
Mm-hmm.
So the fire will feel more like fire, smoke, ink. I still don't know where it's going, but it will be brighter on the inside rather than the outside. Mm-hmm. But I like it here too, It's also pretty. That's really stylized.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So what happens when faith is up, like to the highest?
When faith is up, no, faith is just basically your health. If faith is zero, you lose the game.
Ah, are you religious?
Let's not talk about that. I would say I'm spiritual.
You're spiritual. Okay. That's cool. All right. So this is your health, and when it's depleting, the thing is also going down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here the emphasis is more on getting damaged.
Mm-hmm.
It should feel like blood, or
yes, there is an effect for this. Hang on 1 second. Is there a state where I can show that? No, let's just go to the next fight.
Let's go.
The background is all screwed up because of the different dimensions now, but ignore that. which is actually interesting because you can see that this background is a little bit brighter, I guess. But anyways, so if you get hit, then it looks like this currently. Just it is going to be hit here and here.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's see. Oh yeah. So it's okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. And how do you gain despair again? I'm sorry, I'm asking you the same question over.
No, that's good. You can ask it, repeat it again. You get despair if you just play a card. So if I play this card here, all of the cards in my hand have despair costs, right? You can see that in the upper right corner.
Okay.
So this one we would increase it by 2. This one increase it by 4.
Yeah. Here you go. Okay, now I get it. Yeah. Okay, so I think we need an effect, static effect. I think there's a rain already, right?
Yes, for when despair is very high, yes.
But similar to how you have the like when the health is going down, there's this red vignette going on, which is good for damage. I wonder if we can play something similar on the not on the entire screen, but maybe it should just be on the icon up there, since it's like a money thing. Basically, despair is a currency. But so what happens when it's on 55, for example?
You mean despair?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. And it's game over when it's 58?
There's no game over. You get a new curse.
You get a curse.
And then it resets to 0. This is something that you also pointed out last time we talked.
Yep.
Where there should be a big effect in where the despair is accumulated, and then it results in the curse in the center, and then the curse is placed in the upper right corner. I can just show you actually. What the currently looks like. Also, hello RenderPunk, how is it going?
RenderPunk, that's a nice name.
Let me just increase it by cheating a little bit.
Yeah.
Save. My God. Save. Also, task said, by communicating this amount of stuff at this speed, I feel like my eyes will go everywhere like crazy. What do you think about that, Jack?
Well, what was the question again?
Communicating this amount of stuff at this speed, I feel like my eyes will go everywhere like crazy. He hopes that it doesn't get too crowded with the effects.
Yeah. So I think so far we talked about emphasizing things. I don't feel like we talked as much about adding things, did we? Like, for example, the end turn was an argument I made that this like loading effect can be removed because it's taking my eye all over the place.
Right.
So it's one of the main goals is to not do that. The idea of like having a clarity on whose round it is to focus again your composition in the middle. The idea for despair, maybe it got miscommunicated and that's my bad, is to have it go on slowly. Like there should be an effect for despair at level of 30 to you to understand like you're getting closer. Not as strong as this one that we're seeing right here. Maybe instead, I'm guessing 100 particle is being spawned here.
Yes, something like that.
Exactly. Maybe at the.
But you are very close. Like you're one thing away from.
Yeah, maybe. So by despair 30, we should have 10 particles. By despair 40, we should have 50, right? And by despair 58, or 57, then it's really like telling the player, "Hey, buddy, you don't have any left, or you're gonna get a curse." I like the rain, but I think there might be a better effect here to do.
Sure.
But that's maybe just me.
All right.
Maybe the player are married to the rain I don't want to touch it.
Nobody's married to the ring. That is nobody has proposed yet. Also, corner theory, the table is blue because we are in chapter 2. The background changes every chapter.
Yes.
So it's not always a table. But yeah, if you play another card right now, you will actually see what is happening. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So I'm going to play a card, and we're going to have full despair. A new curse is going to get spawned in the center of the screen, and it's going to be put in the upper right corner.
Yep.
Again, very fast. So I can do it again if you want.
That's the curse. Your card will be on the upper right corner.
Yes. In the upper right corner are all of your curses. You can have, in later runs, you can have multiple curses, just like you have multiple blessings. I will play it again, just to...
No, I'm just wondering what the effect is. Like, is it just taking the card away from you?
The curses is a completely new card that is on the table that is playing actively against you. It is changing the way you play for a little bit.
Yep.
So so the way I think about curses is they're a little bit of an annoyance that you kind of have to avoid, because some curses are really bad for you. Some curses are just a minor annoyance. But later on in the game, when you have 3 or 4 of these curses at the same time, then it's a death by 1,000 cards, basically. So that's more like it, yeah.
So I think once the card is cursed, we need an effect on top of the card. Nothing that takes the eye away, but something like the buff effect. Like we discussed, it changes the colors. It doesn't have to be too eye-catchy, but it just has to be like, this is cursed. Like, this is not yours. It's not a normal card. It's going to play against you. The only thing for me is that having it on the top right kind of is communicating to me whatever is on the bottom right on your corner. That's your deck, right? Or is it your blessings? Is
those are your blessings, yes.
Ah, okay. Then maybe it is a good communication in that sense. Yeah, I just had to get used to the game, basically, a bit. I think blessings then kind of also deserves their own little sparkly, like very, very simple, very static effect on top. Because right now they're blending in with the other cards. It looks like a graveyard, if I'm honest. So if we can
also be a blessing.
What, the graveyard? Yeah, sometimes I guess.
Sometimes I guess.
Yeah. We need something for the blessing to feel blessing, and we need something for the curse to feel curse.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. How do you deal with curses in the beginning of the game? Do you? Because I'm thinking like in the first stage, right? The concept of despair is still there, right?
Sorry, what?
The concept of despair in the first level is still there, correct?
Yes. Always.
Can the player easily go in despair? Is it like on 10 or 20? And then it gets more and more? Like your tolerance to it?
I'm not sure I understand the question. Maybe, so you can always get despair by just playing cards.
So I wonder if at the start your despair points are lower.
At the start of despair is at 0.
No, at the start of the game, like it's a new game. I'm a new player. Is my tolerance to despair at 58 all the time?
So yeah. That is the question. Yes. Now I get you.
Okay. All right. This is going more in direction game design. I don't want to touch it, but I think like if the player at the beginning of the game can get despair also quickly-ish, then they would understand the concept of a curse faster.
That's what you mean. And then the limit of the curse increases once you get one.
Exactly. You upgrade your character, you get more tolerant to despair.
Okay.
Or the more faith points you have, the more despair you got tolerance to despair. Or basically per level. You could also scale it per level.
I would say this. I think this is actually an interesting idea where every time you start a run, the threshold starts a little bit lower, but it increases every time you get a curse.
Increases every time you get a curse, then the player would just get the curse faster.
Right.
Because they wouldn't care if you can deal with it. But I think the more you win, the more you could like upgrade certain stats or but
no, let me just so generally in a run when you have to go through 3 chapters, right? And usually what I've observed is that a player gets very close to full despair after the first or in the first chapter already.
Okay.
So it is not like there's a huge threshold. You can get there relatively easily if you don't hold back, because there's nothing holding you back. If you just keep playing cards, you will reach despair quicker.
Yeah.
So this is actually how players usually learn about the despair mechanic, because then you're like, oh, wait a minute, what did I just get a curse? Why did I get a curse? Because there's no mana system like in Slay Spire, so nothing is holding it back, and usually new players just play all of the cards, and then they will reach full despair much quicker.
Okay. Yeah. I wonder if it was clear like to get despair that quick in chapter 1, but if it is the case, then that's
usually it is. Usually, so from my playlists that I did, also in person, usually it is, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My thing is like I'm wondering right now if them not understanding that they were gaining despair kind of is the point of like needing like a certain thing for the player to see it, that it's happening as they're playing the card. It's just a simple effect with like a distortion that is playing on top, or the eyes get glowy, like you're getting.
I really agree with that, because then it would emphasize every time you gain despair that something happens or something bad is going to happen, which is currently not communicated at all, basically.
Yep.
Is what you're saying is. I completely agree with that.
Like I would have loved it also if by certain thresholds really annoying things happened. Like by 30, you will get a semi curse, like just random shit. That could be fun, but just me thinking about like possibilities. I'm not the player of the game, so I'm not gonna continue with that.
Okay, no, but that is also an interesting thought. I mean, what we can definitely do is have thresholds where, for example, at 30, there's a small explosion of despair on the despair icon. And as you get closer, like there's like every third or every fourth tick, it just pulsates a little bit, like it's it's drawing your attention a little bit. Maybe that is what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah. I mean, visually, there's a lot of ideas. I was thinking like in game design ways, but it's just intriguing to me. It's the concept of having despair is intriguing to me. So I'm going more into game design. So I should stop now because I only have 10 minutes left.
All right. But I'm really curious, like in future sessions, we can definitely talk about game design as well, if you're up for it.
I need to play the game actually, so
okay.
I understand. All right. Anything to still see and have a look at?
In the fight, I mean, we talked about the death animation, right? Maybe that's what you want to take a look at really quickly.
Let's have a look.
Also, when the blessings and curses get activated, maybe there's also something that can be different, like a different effect.
Yeah, because right now it has the same activation like the blessing.
Let me see if I can. Yeah, I can kill this one now. This one, yeah. Okay, I'm going to kill the right one with two. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's too much. Let me just cheat a little bit. To your question, Corner Theory, if the blessings and curses should be on the table, I think they should be on the table because it's, in Slay the Spire you also see all of the blessings that you have, all of the relics that you have. But I totally see that currently you should probably see at least the names, all of the names that you have. That is definitely something that is currently not working well in the game. Health. 1. That should work. Okay. I'm going to kill the upper right one.
Mm-hmm.
You see the dissipating effect?
Yeah.
And also hello T-Bag.
Yeah, I really like it.
Okay. There's a different one for bosses. But it's basically the same effect, but instead of black, it just fades into this gold.
Oh, cool.
There's the difference. So there's, I think, definitely something that can also be improved or, added for boss fights or whatever.
I just noticed that the Faith has this blinking effect.
When you're low on faith, yes.
Yeah. I think the Despair deserves something similar for when you're high on Despair.
The Despair does actually have something. Let me show you. Yes.
Let's cheat again.
Let's cheat again. So both of them should be blinking now. Oh, I just realized you cannot see it anymore because of the way I changed the UI. Okay, never mind. Do you see it? It's faintly doing something. Oh my god, that's a bug. So originally the eyes would actually glow red and stuff like that, but yeah.
That's exactly what I would have.
I destroyed that.
All right, man, I gotta go, but
thank you.
I really am thankful for you introducing me to the game again.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll give it a shot to play it, actually.
Yes.
And then I would come back with, for sure, like way more feedback now that I, would have actually played the game.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's cool. All right, then it's next week our kickoff.
Yeah, I think it was next week, yes, to be planned.
Yes. Wednesday next week. Maybe we'll stream it as well.
Maybe we'll stream as well. I will remain on the stream, so nobody walk away. I will remain here and I will just throw check out.
I'm getting thrown out. All right, good one. And keep the suggestion going. And thank you for keeping the quality up and telling us like what you don't want, because it's very important for me to know that beforehand instead of like testing the game and then getting the reaction afterwards. All right. See you everybody later. Bye bye.
See you, Tech. Bye. All right. So I'm going to go have a very short break and then I will be back with more Faith in Despair. Do not run away. Let's talk about adding Lagrima, Quagrima. Okay, 1 second, guys. 1 second. All right. All right, so here we are. Can anybody hear me? You probably cannot see me because the camera is deactivated. Hold on 1 second. Yup, all right. Hello, hello, hello. All right. What did you guys think? How was it? I think Jack is really, really cool. Got a lot of stuff that we're gonna work on. It's really exciting. I think the game is gonna be much better. Interesting talk, definitely, yes. I think it's always nice to get another point of view on a project, absolutely. Especially, you know, since it is already out. The thing that I always like to see is that it is never done. Right? It is never done. Sorry if I'm too distracting, but it's a stream. No, that is why we did the stream, Conrad, because we wanted to have your guys' opinions. In fact, I would have liked to react more to you guys, but you know, we're also discussing stuff. Who was that? Sorry, I got in at the end and can see chat and screen at the same time. That was Jack the Generalist. I'm going to give him a shout out. Jack the Generalist. Make sure to follow him and watch the stream. He's actually, we had a podcast recently, and my episode, the episode that I appear in, should actually be live at some point soon. I don't know. YouTube, Jack the Generalist, there it is. Here, I think he has a really, really interesting podcast soon. Oh, okay, there it is. There it is. You have it from the man himself. Soon. From the Game Dev Meetup, yes. He held a talk recently at the Game Dev Meetup. I think it was last month, actually, right? Was it last month? I don't know. I don't know how time works. But anyway, I'm really excited about the changes because I feel like, so a lot of a lot of people over the years have always told me there's so much potential in the game, and every time somebody tells me this, I just keep digging. I don't know if it's healthy or not, but I feel like I just have to keep exploring, right? So it's the same for adding voice acting and stuff, which we are actually going to do now. Adding voice acting, adding more VFX, making things more clear, just have the game be a better communicator and stuff like that. I think that's really interesting because I also learn a lot, you know. It makes me a better game developer, and that is why I liked it. Interesting talk, yes. Jack definitely had an interesting talk. I watched you, not a creep at all. Okay, T-Bag, we have to work on that. You can't just say interesting talk. Hi, Jack, I watched you. Or I watched your talk. Just say I watched your talk. And you don't have to add not a creep at all. Just get rid of that. Don't say that. And then everything will be better. In the better scenery, you just learn something and try stuff out. Yes. Scenario, yes. In the worst case, we will just try things out, and you know, if it doesn't work out, we will just throw it out. But as you've seen today, I mean, I'm just excited for the cutscenes alone. Just giving Death a few more things to play with. The side hitting the table, the more effects on the cards. So even because a task said we don't have to overdo it, right? Or we need to be careful not to overdo it. Even if just some certain rare lacumas have a unique effect, then it already is paying off, I think. And the clarity on the enemy turns and the player turns is a very cool idea. I really like that one. There's just, I think for a game like this, you can do so much, and in both directions. You can try to add stuff, but you also have to cut stuff and remove stuff. And I think this is what Jack also realizes. Armor shield being blue is a trope, for example, because metal is usually shown as a blue tint. Yes, absolutely. These are things that we just have to test, I guess. You always call it Betriebsblind, yes. You definitely get, I think in English it's called, what is it called? The things that the horses have on their eyes. Anyways. Yeah, I experienced this a lot of times with this project. The biggest blind spot that I had was the missing art. I was just so sure that I could get by without adding art to the cards, and I'm just happy that I at some point realized that I'm wrong. Blinders on horses, yeah. Tunnel vision. These are the words. This is the way. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. Even just stuff like why I have the loadings around the enemies, right? It's just so fascinating to me that I have this in the game, and it communicates a different feeling to the player, where they feel like something is loading or whatever, where it just needs to say that this is active and not loading. Very interesting things. How were the last meetups? Hope next month they can join again, not creepily. All right. Yesterday's meetup was really cool. We had somebody tell us about text exploits. Now, I wouldn't really say these were exploits. I think they were just general text tips, because a text exploit is probably, I don't know if it's illegal or whatever. Text exploit would be to go more into the direction of what people do with a lot of money or a lot of property, because they just take out a loan and then I don't know how it works really, but that's apparently better than having cash on hand. And then there were just 2 games. One of them is called Hopfall. It's basically a game with frogs. And somebody in the audience said it's a frog-like. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, definitely check this one out as well. If they can find the spot, I don't know what you mean. But anyway, Task has sent me the audio files for Death, and I'm going to add them to the game now. It is really nice, yeah. I thought it was really cool. I also met new people yesterday, believe it or not. I met a musician, and she told me that she attends these meetings even though she's not making games, because she just enjoys the creative vibes, which I thought was really, really cool. And the other person was working on a game with ponies, but it's more in the style of Pony Island, so it's very dark and stuff like that, which I thought was really interesting. But yeah, Task has sent me, so to preface this, I am just out of time. I don't have that much time at the moment. I need to work my freelance job. I need to work on the side project and on Faith in Despair and VFX and whatever. So and Task just came to me and he said, you know what? Do you need help with that? If you need help with that, I'm here. And I'm like, you know what? Having somebody who does this or who did it for a job, like for a living, that sounds like a good idea. So this is what I did. I just sent him the recordings of the voice actor, Patrick Lamb, and this is what he made out of that. Now he made, of the first 7, of the first cutscene, he made 2 variations. One is in stereo and one is mono. I think I'm just gonna go with stereo and then just see what it is, how it feels. The names should be perfect actually. I don't think I need to change anything here. Yeah, so I think we can just copy them over. Copy and paste. Yes. Alright, that sounds good. If it's stereo, make sure the channels are actually different. Otherwise it's a waste. So what Ludwig did, or Task did, is he added some kind of flanger on it, or some kind of chorus where I think it modulates a little bit. Is that right, Task? Because I think this is it. Like the stereo effect is actually used in a way. But I will play it. You can see it for yourself or hear it for yourself. Yep, it makes it a little wider, but it's not too crazy. Yes, I would say it's still a bit distracting, like just a little bit. But I'm not really sure about it, which is why I didn't mention it to you.
Welcome to hell, Faith.
Did you hear that? I'm gonna give it a bit more volume.
Welcome to hell, Faith.
Autoplay, yes.
If you want to live for eternity,
Oops.
you have to play against me for eternity. Remember, beat 3 chapters to win and stay alive. Ready to play. You have time now, correct?
Why does it feel slowed down? Wait a minute.
Welcome to hell, Faith.
And let me just get in my earphones. Is this the fast version or the slow version? I'm confused now.
If you want to live,
Oh no, yeah, it works.
welcome to hell, Faith. Beat 3. I don't hold you captive.
By the way, the line,
3 chapters
beat 3
to
chapters
win.
to win. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep that because it sounds a little too gamey, if you know what I mean.
Remember and
So I'm not sure about this one,
Remember.
but this is not something that you have to
ready
worry
to
about.
play.
It is a little faster most of the time, yes. 48 kilohertz versus 44 kilohertz. Do you
can
think that's it? No, I don't
You
think
have
that's
to
it.
play it. Welcome
It
to
is.
hell, Faith.
Why is Vin Diesel whispering to my ear? Is it in 44 or 48? Huh? Task, do you know? I mean, you know, but can you let us know? Isn't 44? Okay, yeah, that's fine. No, then it should be fine. Anyway, let's activate it again in cutscenes. Cutscene manager master, whatever. I think this is it, yeah. Let me just turn down the volume again so I'm not blowing anybody's ears out. Okay, yeah, this is it. This is actually it, yes. The voice is pitched down so that tricks the brain into thinking it's slower, yes. I'm pretty sure once I hear the other one again, then like I have the other one here in the trailer. For comparison.
Welcome to hell, Faith.
Yeah. But yeah, this voice is definitely showing me that combined with the glorious voice acting and the work of Task and then the VFX work from Jack, I think this could be really, really cool. Like the cutscenes could be, they have exploded in production value. I'm really excited about that actually. And we will probably make it until the update in June, which I'm really excited about. Have I told you that I'm really excited? Anyways, start. This could shift the game totally into more of a fight against death. Yes. Exactly. Especially if you have the things with more permanence on the table, like with more physical impact and stuff like that. If you ever need that to have a funny sidekick, give me a call. Hey, listen! Hey, listen! Over here. I'm a funny little sidekick. You know, actually, I was at one time I wanted to have a bit of an annoying side character who just explains the game to you. But yeah, it died relatively quickly. Okay, let's listen to the voice in the game. I hope this works.
Welcome to if you want.
Sorry, wait a minute, the volume is way too low. Turn it up! Turn it up! Okay, let's try it again.
Welcome to hell, Faith. If you want to live, you have to play against me for eternity. Remember,
That's really cool.
beat 3 chapters to win and stay alive.
That's really nice. Let's go to the next one.
Ready to play. You have time now, correct?
Oh, wait a minute.
Does it fit your schedule? I just don't stray too far though. My time is unlimited. My patience is not.
It sounds like you're actually sitting in front of him. It's scary. Let me turn down the music volume.
I want you to remember, I don't hold you captive. You can leave if you want. I apologize. I lied. Of course you can't. Your life would end.
I know there's something going on. I knew you would realize. So there's currently a random pitch going on. Okay, now it's I removed the random pitch. I let it play and I was wondering when Task would say something. The lows and mids sound quiet to me. Maybe it's just not coming across in the stream. I think it is fine on the I think it's fine on my end. It might just not be coming across through the stream. I'm not sure.
Welcome to hell, Faith. If you want to live, you have to play against me for eternity. Remember, beat 3 chapters to win and stay alive.
You basically can only hear the mouth sounds. Maybe what do you want to hear?
I want you to remember.
His voice doesn't have that much sustain, so that's the thing.
I don't hold you captive. You can leave if you want. I apologize. I lied. Of course you can't. Your life would end.
Okay, we can try the alternative just to see a difference. Prelim. Oh no, did I? I did. Oh my god, I did not save them anywhere else. Let me just revert. And then you hear the difference. Faith in Despair. Let me revert. Maybe just the intro. Yes.
Welcome to hell, Faith.
So this is what I did from the original.
Beat 3. You have to play against me.
And this is Task.
I want you to remember.
I mean, there's a big difference.
I don't hold you captive.
But I think it is a bit lower, don't you agree? Like in Unity? That is weird. Let me just play it in Winamp for a second.
I don't hold you captive.
This is Winamp.
I don't hold you captive.
No, it's the same. It is the same.
I don't hold you captive. You can live. I don't hold you captive.
It is the same. Okay, never mind. No, but there is definitely a big difference. I think task work is much better.
Welcome to hell, Faith.
So this is my try,
If you want to live, you have to play against me.
and this is task work.
Ready to play. You have time now, correct? Does it fit your schedule?
I don't know what.
Ready to... Welcome to hell, Faith.
So this is mine, and this is task.
Ready to play.
This is more like a rogue. Yeah, but I think this sounds more like death, right?
You have time now, correct? I want you to remember. For eternity. Remember. For eternity.
Where are you going to? But anyway, yeah. Let's copy that over again. And I believe that is it for the voice test. Cutscene test. Cut. The only thing that what we also can try is, sorry about that. What we also can try task is, can you do a test of maybe the first cutscene at least from the other takes, and then we can hear the difference? I think that would be interesting. What do you think? That could work. I mean, just to have a... Yeah, exactly. So we have, so we can hear the difference. I think that would help. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure we are going to use, like for the first few cutscenes, we're going to use the non-acting ones. But maybe we can at least hear it in the game and see how it feels. I think that would help. Like even just with the first cutscene. And then we know for sure. But yeah, that is what I wanted to test today. I can close my song and burger and give me some minutes. You don't have to do it right away. It's fine. There's no deadline or whatever. We have the VFX. Okay. The only other thing that I wanted to work on today was a little bit of a feedback that I got from playtesting the current version. My god, there's so many things going on. Yeah, end turn. There's no description. Oh, end turn trigger. Right. Okay, cooldown needs a shadow behind it. Okay. I mean, these are not that important, but let's see. We have a trigger called end turn. Well,
Hey, Death, this guy looks pretty tough. Whoa, total misplay.
so Connor just sent me his his audition tape for the annoying sidekick of Death. And this is what it sounds like.
Hey, Death, this guy looks pretty tough. Whoa, total misplay.
Whoa, total misplay. Oh no, did he just... Is he not here anymore? That's funny though. Switch my monitor to picture mode so I can multitask. Oh no. Okay. That was really funny. Okay, the first thing that we want to fix is the trigger end turn doesn't have a description. But yeah, as Jack has said, it was really cool that you guys were part of the stream, because the thing with making anything, and maybe games in particular, I don't know, but you need to have feedback as soon as possible. So I say that, and we have a side project that is has not seen any light of day for a year. But anyways, so it really helps that we get immediate feedback on the things that we may work on. I don't know. Let me see. And yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things that he mentioned as somebody who has not seen the game before, with a fresh perspective. It is so cool that that I get feedback that just immediately makes sense to me, because I don't see it anymore. But usually what happens is, whenever somebody sees something like the game for the first time, and they tell me one thing, and I'm like, oh my god, yes, it almost feels like this was in the back of my mind for the past 3 years, but it never really surfaced or whatever, because it usually makes so much sense. And I'm really, yeah, I'm just grateful about feedback like that. Okay, I'm going to add a trigger now to my inventory, and it's called end turn. On end turn. There we go. Add it to inventory, yes. This does not have a description. Curious. Why did I never add a description to this? I would say maybe I was drunk, but I never drink, so this is not an excuse I can have. There is really... Okay, Lakama on Anton does have... The key is wrong. It has the wrong key. That's hilarious. The translation was in the sheet, but the key was just wrong. Alright.
Hey, Death, this guy looks pretty tough. Whoa, total misplay.
We should add it as an Easter egg. Total misplay. Whenever you whenever you damage your own creatures, it says, "Oh my god, total misplay." I wish this was another half-quake and we could just go crazy. Anyways, end turn when you end your turn. There it is. That was an easy solution. It is even translated already. Let me turn on the volume again. Alright, that's better. Fixed. Fixed, end turn. Trigger, no description, no thanks. Oh yeah. I use something other than my phone if you're serious. I would love to do it, but I feel like people are just gonna be like, what the hell was that? But yeah, let's keep it in mind. The next one is bonus needs to be called malus when it has a negative effect. I really like that one. I hope I can just I think we can do it. Bonus. You were off looking at moon pictures. from the Artemis 2 journey. I really like the photos that we got from that expedition. I have one saved on my desktop. There it is. Wow. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? I was talking to my wife today, and basically she's like, why do you think that is beautiful or whatever? And I said, I think what makes this image beautiful to me is that it's not really that the rock is nice or whatever, or the earth is blue. It's more like the ambition behind it, the idea behind it is that if we work together, we can accomplish so many things. That is why I think I like this so much, because it's motivating. It's like you have a vision, you execute it to the best of your abilities, and you work on it. You keep working on it. You get your friends to work on it together, and you achieve something. And that is I think what journeys like these symbolize. It's not about the planet is blue. it's about that a real human took this picture with an iPhone, probably, or with an iPad. It's so crazy. That is why I think this is beautiful. It's a reminder of what we can do if we work together and not kill each other. That is what this symbolizes. Sub effect negative. Now I believe this is also something that I can use in German. Malus, yeah. Just use it. I'm not sure what else it's going to be used for, or what it's going to be named as. Get start boost name. Why is the color always the same? Why is the color always the same? Wait, I don't know if it is a negative effect or not. Wait a minute, wait. I should know if it's negative one or not. Yeah, I know, because get start boost with plus and minus. Less is better, yeah. Okay. I guess I can... I guess what I need to do is just give it a variable. A string, translation, key. And that is, by default, it is sub effect. Otherwise it is whatever. Hello Nix and Ali, how is it going? Reporting for the stream streak, nice. Yeah, we just went through the game. We went through Faith and Despair with Check the Chamber list. We talked a lot about the potential effects that we can add to the game, and also about potential effects that we can remove from the game, like the end turn, for example, which I found very, very interesting. And just make it communicate certain things better to the player, which I think is really important, especially in a game like this where everything is very chaotic. Using VFX to communicate things more clearly is a good thing, and we will try to get there. But how was your day, Nix and Ali? Are you so freaking tired, man? Oh, you're still carrying goddamn sand? Oh no, and you will keep doing it tomorrow, but there's been some funny developments. Oh. Some funny developments. Are you using the sand to build sand castles? Is that the funny development?
Hey, Death, this guy looks pretty tough. Whoa, total misplay.
Sub effect. I wish. No, it's something else. Okay. Less is better is true. Okay. Is that the only thing? No. Okay, here's the thing. I need to make sure that if it is negative, we give it the right. Okay. I guess I need to do the same. Less is better. Do we need to make a new function? Hello Tarok, how are you? We just had a session with Jack the Generalist. We talked about VFX in Faith and Despair, and I think we are getting somewhere. I think that was really cool. VFX in general are a field that I've never really truly explored. I just tried to copy other games. So the way I implement the VFX is, yeah, there needs to happen something, right? Because in other games there also happens something, but it's not, I never used it as a way to communicate. I didn't really see it from that perspective. My contract is this month started on the 10th of the month, previous one ended on 3rd, and I still worked 4th as well as 6th to the 9th. 7 days unpaid. Oh, that's not good. That is not good, man. Can I? Oh my god, this is a headache. String translation key is, if this is bigger than 1 and bigger than 0, then it should be sub effect. Otherwise, sub effect negative. In this case, probably the other way around, but anyways. Don't ask, the passion is acting again. You're forced to do stuff you don't really want to do. And yeah. Cascades into the social convention I have to fulfill, and thinking about this almost makes me smash my PC forward now. I have a similar reaction. For example, when I have to do at my workplace, at my previous workplace, I had to. There were certain moments where you just need to. I don't know. There was a moment where you're right at the beginning of the company. There was a moment where I wouldn't say forced to do it, but you know, you had to take a picture for the website. But I don't like this. I don't like doing that. So it is really weird. I don't like any of these weird traditions that people have in companies, where you're like, yeah, now there was a very strange tradition where it's like, if you were fully instated into the company, you had to bring cake the next day or whatever. So it's not like the company is celebrating for you. You have to bring cake for the rest of the company, which I never did. But people were like, and now you have to bring cake next day. And like, why? Why? I don't want to do stuff that I don't want to do. You work today is not cop anything. That's crazy, Nixon. You discussed it with your superior and we agreed on an arrangement. To compensate for those days, you will be having extra days off. Your workday is shortened 1 hour. That's cool. At least some benefit, I guess. Oh my god, Task remembers finding me on that page. I can go on a tangent with this image, dude. This image is wild. I don't like it as well. Your project manager wants to celebrate completing a project and it's celebrating with the customer and they want me there, but you don't want to, yeah, all of these weird, like, oh yeah, we have made it, and I don't know, just the Christmas parties and stuff like that, where you and then you need to take group photos, and you're like, I just want to go back to my desk, please. Can I just do my work? Can I just do what I'm paid to do? It's okay. I don't want to be part of the whatever. I'm going to drink a lot. Oh my God. Always going to drink a lot, and then you see people around you getting drunk slowly, and it's like, there was a company excursion at one point, and one of my co-workers got so drunk, and we stayed overnight there. It was a paid hotel. And we stayed overnight, and in the next morning, I was at the breakfast table, right? And this colleague of mine, he was a really good friend, I believe. From my side, at least. I think we worked together really well. But he came down the stairs totally with, headache and glassy eyes and whatever. And I had to pour him coffee because he was not able to do so. He was like, and I'm like, here, have some coffee. It's fine. I got you, man. But yeah, the image. Okay, so the company I worked for took an image, a photo of me, and put it on a website. There was one guy who we were just chatting in ICQ back then, and he asked me, yeah, what do you do for work? Because, making Half-Life mods surely doesn't give you enough money to live, right? And I was like, yeah, I work for this and that. Because I trusted this person. I was like, I will tell you the name of this company. I trust you to not do anything with that. Well, that trust was completely broken into shambles and pieces. They looked up the company website, they saw my image, and then they took it and they photoshopped my face onto a sheep, which, it's fine, I guess. But it was just such a weird experience that I'm like, okay, I will never do this again. Because you have to remember, this was a photo I did not want to have taken. This was a photo that was taken of me in the early morning when I arrived in the company. I didn't even know they were going to take a photo of me. And this guy was just like, yeah, we need to take a photo of you for the website. I'm like, okay. And you can see that in the photo. You can see that I did not want this to happen. So, and now it's in the internet and will be there forever. And to be fair, I know this person. He probably didn't mean anything weird by it, or he just wanted to have fun, right? He didn't think it through, which is so. I never really said him that I don't know. It was just a very strange situation in general. And that is why you don't talk about your job. Exactly, yeah. I had to learn this the hard way. How to not maintain trust? Guidebook for dummies. Yeah, exactly. That's why you talk about my job, because being janitor is funny when somebody tries to make it into something malicious. I guess. No one's thought anything about it. You can, so I believe you can talk about your vocation. You can talk about what you do, but actually spelling the name of the company that you work for, or it can get weird. It is so strange because this haunted me for the rest of my time there at the company, because I was always the one that said, I will not let you guys put my picture on your website ever again. So whenever they had a new website every few years, they were contacting me again. And I'm like, hey, Philip, we need a photo of you on the website. I'm like, no, I have an exemption. It sounded like I'm super special. And maybe I am, I don't know. But I'm like, I don't want to have any photo ever of me on this website, because I know that at least one person out there knows about it and might spread this photo again on the internet. And I don't want this to happen. And yeah, so every time this came up again, I had to go to the higher ups and another one, and thankfully there was one CEO, like there were 4 CEOs back then, one CEO who totally understood the situation I was in. He was such a cool dude. Unfortunately, he died like throughout the course of the years. I say really unfortunate because I think we got along really, really well. He was more like he was actually an artist, I think. I talked about him. I talked to him about a lot of stuff. But yeah, he was always on my side. He totally agreed with me and made sure that nothing happens again. But yeah, that's the tangent. Friend lost indeed. Yeah, I was sad. Way too young. Way too young. I think he was like not even 50. I can spill the beans about my company. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I like that. I like that. And I mean, now you might argue, hey, I'm on Twitch stream, right? I'm streaming myself every day now, or every other day. Isn't that the same? And I still say it's not the same because I'm here by my own accord. I want to be here. That's fine. But having an image of you on the internet that you did not want to have taken is not good, I think. There's a difference. But yeah. And I never want to do anything that I don't want to do. Sounds weird, right? But it sounds so logical. All right, when the spare cost is above it, then it needs to have a negative effect. At least it makes for a good story. So I'm not mad about anybody. It is what it is. There was another funny story in the past where somebody actually copied all of the sprites that I made for my website back then and made their own website with those. And I was too young to understand what was happening, I think, because I completely overreacted. I was like, oh my god, somebody is stealing my website assets and making it look like it was their own or whatever on their own website. What it really was, it was just one of the highest forms of compliments, right? Somebody thought my assets looked that good that they could just use it on their own website. I completely overreacted and I'm like, oh my god, we need to make sure this never happens and this guy gets taken down, and I leaked the person's address on the internet. Completely overreacted. And a few years later, oh my god, Nick got auto-modded. A few years later, I think 10 or 15 years later, that person reached out to me and he was like, can you take my personal information out of your website? And we're like, oh my god, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Your joke did not work, no. Some Chinese guy made a copy of my face and voice samples, and Black Mesa fans around it found it and told you, oh, and then it disappeared on its own, but that shit was creepy. Yeah, oh my god. It just feels violating in a weird way. Like, not usually when you tell a story about this to somebody who doesn't have a presence on the internet, then they might just shrug it off, right? Because yeah, it's just what it is, right? Somebody just stole your face and voice. Who gives a shit? But it feels like almost like an invasion or whatever. It just feels like they are doing something that does not feel right. And it is really hard to explain. because at the end of the day, it is really, it is maybe not that big of a deal, but it just feels wrong. It just feels wrong. I don't know why. I wish I was rich enough to have a manager, but I'm not, and have to deal with avoiding creeps. Wait, did that happen more often than once? I think the creepiest story that I have is probably just that one. I mean, there was another time where unfortunately it was the same person, but that person found out about a private website that I made just for my wife, or my girlfriend back then. Found out about the website, and it was, you needed a login for this website, and if you entered the wrong password, then it would just die, and in the error message it would say the password. So granted, this was on me because, yeah, security measures 0, and this was a long time ago. So this was like 2002, so I had no idea about encrypting passwords and whatever. And again, this was a personal website that only my girlfriend should know about. So, but anyway, this password, unfortunately, times 10 was the same password to her email address. So what this person did, they opened up the email inbox of my girlfriend, entered that password, and then they were reading the mails of my girlfriend. So yes, I made a mistake by making allowing an error to display the password and using the same password that my girlfriend was using for her email inbox. But again, it was a private website, not supposed to be out there, and that person could have also just told me, "Hey, I just saw a password and I will not touch it, but I'm just letting you know," and then that should have been the end of it. But no, that person just went on and just got into the inbox of my girlfriend. That was really weird. That was strange. I mean, no, because around 2012 I stopped doing so many public things. All right. I think that was the craziest thing, to be honest. I don't think anything else happened yet. I don't know. But was that one of the reasons why you stopped doing many public things? Is that one of the reasons why you decided to be more reclusive and more protective of your online persona? Because the photo incident was actually a reason why I stopped being on camera for a long time on the internet. I was really trying to avoid not having any photos of myself anywhere in the internet. Which of course now I don't care about anymore because obviously I'm here. But it took me a long time to get over that. To get over that feeling of having my image out there and then people could just do whatever they wanted with that. Yeah, that is a weird thought, but it took a long time to get over. Okay. I think this is complete now. Let me just reset that. Ever since 2004, I had tried to start a career and put myself out as an actor with public image. Okay. Start the game. Start your engines. 3, 2, 1. Let's open up the inventory and we should see bonus and malus. There it is. So whenever a trigger has a negative effect, it says malus, and when it is a positive effect, it says bonus. I think that is really cool. a really cool thing. Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum, dum. Inhibit. Cooldown icon needs a shadow behind it. That is a good point. Let's see. Hello 8, how is it going? Long time to see. How's life of a game developer with big sales? It's great actually. After stream I usually jump into the bathtub, which is filled with Euro bills. I really like it. It's just the grease on the Euro bills is something special. It's really cool. I really like the big ones, like the 100 euro, the 200 euro. Those feel really, really good because not a lot of people had those in their hands, you know. I don't like the 10 euros that much anymore. You know, I upgraded. I upgraded to the 100, 200 and the 500 one, yeah. I also have a 1,000 euro one. Not anybody knows about these. There is a special group of people, like the 0.0001% of people that actually get 1,000 euro bills, right? And yeah, I'm not part of those. But how are you, Aid? You make it sound so, yeah, I'm not sure how to describe it. I'm so dead. Somebody revive Nick. What are you working on, Aid? How are you doing? But yeah, to be serious, yes, the game did indeed sell. I'm not, I'm not, how do you say it? I still wanna work on stuff, so that's good. I'm currently working on a big update for June, and we'll probably have another update at the end of the year. I'm not sure yet. And then we're going to release it on consoles. When I say all consoles, I'm not sure if that includes the Switch too, because apparently it's very hard to get a game out there, even for bigger publishers. I don't know. But I believe in my porting partner. I think he can do it. Sorry, could you repeat it? I couldn't hear you over the exhaust sound of my 3 hypercars. Oh, I'm so sorry. 8, I just wanted to know. 8, I just wanted to know how is your game? Never mind. I guess you don't work on games anymore. It's fine. Bye. I have a second apartment in Tokyo where I keep the pit of yen coins. And it gets heavier every year, and people are wondering why the outside of the house is starting to see cracks around this one apartment. It's really weird. Conrad says, if you had known how creepy the internet would be, I would not have done this. Okay. I feel like that's a shame, to be honest, Conrad, because I feel like you have a really cool personality, and I mean, I can imagine you doing TikToks or whatever, like just the funniest shorts imaginable. I feel like you can totally pull it off. So maybe, again, it took me a few years as well to get over that, and I feel much better now. I feel liberated. I can do whatever I want because I'm out there. I don't care. And now I have completely jinxed it, and stupid stuff will happen. So, yeah. Anyways, you're still going through the rigging course. Got half left. Nice. And then you will be going back to Unreal, but you're restarting a project. You want to do something very simple. That sounds good. It sounds very good. Time for you to drop off. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nick, for hanging out with us today. Have a good one. No extra bugs, no. Smaller than your previous one, much smaller. Like, how small are we talking? Is it just the basic Blender cube and it can just walk in 4 directions? Are we talking that small? I did try back then with YouTube and Twitch years ago. Look at my set Kirby and FC streams. Oh no. Maybe I will just need to have you on the stream more often, Conrad, so you get out of your shell. Something I can wrap in a manageable amount of time, like less than a year. Exe files that don't open. Oh my god. Yeah, no, but that sounds really cool. And maybe the rigging course, that will help you in setting up some kind of cool scene or whatever. Are you planning on using the things that you've learned? Could do. I need to get a streaming stage set up again. Nice. Okay. Well, I'm always looking forward to working with other people, so rigging is so that I can have a solid skeleton for my character. Nice. Yeah, I have a I have the opposite problem. I have a skeleton without the rigging. With a good robust control system. Nice. So this is what I have currently. I just have a skeleton here, and there's no rigging. At some point I would like to have the fingers move or whatever, but I'm not sure I don't know if that is even possible. Probably is, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that's my problem. I have the skeleton, but I don't have the rigging. Anyways. You could do it with blend shapes. Oh, what is that? Teach me. You're saying I can animate the hands, like the individual fingers without rigging? But anyways, what was I going to look at? I was going to look at the cooldown effect. Yes. Because I believe you can just have a shadow on it. A shadow on the wall. Shadow on the wall. I think it's called card effect. You position the hands in all the various positions you will use. Ah, instead of using bones, you could have different versions of model with fingers deformed and then use that. And save them as snapshots. It's not the right way to do it. It is an awful way to do it, but it is possible. Okay, maybe I will just then also take a rigging course. But it sounds like rigging is a... So every time I talk to 3D animators, when they are talking about rigging, it's like the worst thing in the world. Is that true? And then you can blend between the snapshots. That's how they do mouse. Oh. That's how they're doing it. They're just blending. We're all just blending shapes. I'm just blending my shapes. Rigging is pretty easy at base level. Oh, okay. Maybe I forgot what they actually meant then. Like something in 3D animation is very hard. I think it was rigging. I don't know. Maybe it was something different. I don't know. Cooldown. Material cooldown. There it is. This is what I wanted. And here we can just have a bit of a background. Making a simple rig easy, making proper rig with concrete controls and mechanism based on behavior of other bones is challenging. Oh, so okay, that is what they mean when they're saying that. Do you want to see my release of the thing I was working on? Yes! Why is that even a question? It should say, you want to see the release, the release of the thing that I was working on! Exclamation mark. That's what the sentence should be like. Okay, yeah. No, I don't know anything about rigging or working with models or whatever. So the only thing that I know about models is that I took a basic Blender course, so I can make a table and a chair with some, you know, with using the knife tool, I can make some shapes inside of that, so it looks like it's chipped. That's why those are my Blender skills. I can do a bit of UV editing. I can do a bit of Pro Builder. I'm very proud of that one because it's such a hassle to use. But that's pretty much it. It's Picotron, so you can play with it in the browser here. Nice. What is that? Clone wallpaper. I made an interactive wallpaper for my elemental. Oh, this is the gift that you sent us last. You don't have to be a 3D artist if you don't want to. Oh, yeah. You're saying that. Yeah. I mean, you know how it is. As a game developer, you're wearing a lot of different hats, and I feel like 3D modeling, or just 3D modeling in general, is a huge blind spot of mine. But as you say, it's just sometimes it's just better to I don't know, collaborate with 3D people, or collaborate with people who fill out the blind spot that you have. You can make a rig for me. What would be opportunity to use my new skills? Nice. I can send you the model. Again, I have no idea. So if, for example, if I want to have the hand on the table doing like this animation, how hard is that? And I'm not even sure if the model is ready for this. But you know what? I will send you the model if you really want. Sounds cool. It's not hard. Okay. So, and one quick question before I get back to Corner Theory's project. If okay, so let's say the animation is now in the game, or maybe it's just the hand model, right? Like, let's just extract the hand from the rest of the model and just have the hand model, so we can place it on a table and it does this. Does it then always do this, or can I somehow trigger the animation to play? How does that work? Like, is there like a trigger that gets exported so it can be plugged into Unity or whatever? I can make a rig for you, animation you gotta figure out yourself. Okay, I think I could probably figure that one out then. We'll see. But yeah, I will send you the model. See what comes out of it. And I will send you Death himself. You really have to go? Oh my god. What do you have to do, Tarok? No. He's been taken away from us. Tarok, no. Okay, this was teaching me lure basically. Okay. So this is basically, oh my god, the trumpet is so cute. That is really cool. I assume you did all of the animations yourself. He spins and creates tornadoes and plays the trumpet and coin. Does it have sound? Does it have sound? Tell your boss you're busy. Yeah, you're busy. We are in a meeting right now with Corner Theory and 8. No sound, it's just the wallpaper. Okay. Oh, I see. When you hover it, it creates kind of a storm effect and then pushes all of the icons away from each other. That is really cool. What is the... Dude, I really like the little effect that it generates. The sprites around it. That's really cool. Yeah, because you have to figure out how to place all of these objects once the tornado goes off, right? That's really cool. Is there a response to theme colors? Can I change the theme? Oh. No, is it different now? Oh. Picotron is like a fantasy 80s computer. Ah. I have to go to the project celebration. No, I was trying to slid out of that. But most thinks I deserve that. Isn't it weird? People are like, yeah, but you deserve that. You deserve to do something you don't want to do. New SIF should have come through via Discord, alright. You would need to load it on a desktop. Okay. No, but I think this is really cool. How long did it take you to make this? You know, it might look like a simple effect, but I currently don't have an idea how I would solve it. I guess I could, like, I would probably solve it like having the distance to each of the objects. Like, for example, this one knows the distance to all of the adjacent ones. And once one of the adjacent ones has a storm, then it keeps a bit of a bigger distance or something like that. So there's some math going on here, I would assume. Took you a week, nice. It makes a 2D array of objects that know the positions, speeds, and distances of the ones. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. The people that don't really understand, people like me who don't like to socialize with randoms, yeah, dude, small talk is one of the worst things. Get me out of here. Let's talk about the weather. Did you see what the politicians are doing? Wow. Did you see the thing that happens on the other side of the earth that I have no control over whatsoever? Oh my god, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sport. Do you know that the World Championship is coming on? Dude, yeah. Did you see that they're currently training for that? Wow, yeah, even my country is part of it. I'm so excited. Okay, acting. Oh my god, task is super fast. Okay, how do we switch between those? Kun is the name of the character. It's a Japanese onomatopoeia for spinning. That's cute. That is very cute. There you go. Yeah, that's really cool. So what else do you want to do with your newfound knowledge, corner theory? Now that you have the power of Lua. How are you going to wield your powers now? You're going to complete a game with the character? That sounds really cool. Is it gonna be a jump and run? Is it gonna be a top-down RPG kind of thing? What are your plans? I'm looking for a quick background that I can throw in here before I check out the sounds. Because I believe I cannot just change the sprite. I shouldn't just change the sprite. I should not. You know what? I will just make one. I had a platform in the works in like 2020 for the Pico 8. Nice. It kind of reminds me of Bubble Bobble. You know? Kind of reminds me of that. I don't know if that's the coincidence. Maybe it is. But when I see this little character spinning, looks a little bit like Bubble Bobble. Don't know if you can make a switch acting yes or no or search for a prefix or something like that. Oh yeah, I can probably do something like that. True. Okay, let me just make a quick image for that part. That is done. And then I will take a look. Brush it up. Oh, I can just use what is it called? Ein Werkzeug für Verläufe. Let's use a Werkzeug für Verläufe. Hell yeah. Can this be radial though? Give me radial. Yes. Let's move you to the center. The radius is like this, and then we just need to invert it. This needs to be white. No, black. Both need to be black. Verlaufswerkzeug, nice. Did you guys know that a few years ago, or a few decades ago, the German language was the scientific language or the engineering language? I didn't know that. And French was more like the general language. In Europe at least. Alright, we have a transparent background. Wurfrotationsflachzylinder. Ah yeah, I see. Yeah, I always think about that one before sleeping. So German was the language of engineering. Frisbee. In the early 1900s, German was the premier language for science and engineering globally. Globally, often required for university studies and the fields in even the US. I think this is so fascinating. That is really, really interesting. Like, globally, it was accepted that German was the premier language for science and engineering. Due to the Germany's leadership in industrialization, automated advancements, and chemical research, German became the essential language for technical documentation, etc., etc. That is really interesting. Carl Benz, 1886. While English is now the lingua franca, German remains significant in engineering and manufacturing fields. That's very interesting. Can you imagine that? German being a global language? I cannot imagine that. I think I'm going to duplicate it and let's see what happens. We're going to save it here. Sprites. Card game. Yeah, let's just save it here. And then we're going to put it back behind this one. And then we're going to take a look at the new sounds, at the new voice acting sounds. Radio background. Wait, is that an image? Oh, that's an image. God damn it. God damn it. Why is it not? Oh my god. Why is it not active? Are you telling me I cannot do that? It is really telling me that I cannot do that. Okay, that's interesting. Radio background. Yes. Ich kann das jetzt nicht tun. Yeah, it looks like it. Alright. Let's take a look at the new sounds. I think I'm going to make a... Oh, it has acting. Yeah, that's good. So we can probably just add a code for this. Sounds, death, acting. Oh. I cannot just move it over. That's not what Unity wants me to do. Der Zauber ist noch nicht bereit. We need to build more... fuck, I forgot. We need more with bean gas.
Welcome to hell, Faith. If you want to live, you have to play against me. You have to play against me. For eternity. For eternity.
See, I almost like the acting better. I don't know.
Remember. And stay alive.
I almost like the acting better. I don't know why. But
Welcome to hell.
wir brauchen mehr Holz. So, this is, I don't know if you guys can help me with that. So I'm going to turn up the volume and I'm going to play 2 versions. The first one, so here's the background information. The voice actor recorded the lines twice. Once was without acting. He was just trying to be very emotionless, very cold as much as possible, even though he probably could have been much colder. And the second take was him trying to act more like death. I don't know what that entails, but he tried to immerse himself into the personality, into the role. Okay, so, and we're trying to figure out which one is better. I'm going to play the one without acting. I'm always putting without acting quotes. So first one is without acting. Wait.
If you want to live.
And this is with acting.
If you want to live.
I almost feel like this is better.
Welcome to hell, Faith.
That was no acting and now with acting.
Welcome to hell, Faith.
I almost feel like this is better.
Welcome to hell, Faith. Welcome to hell, Faith.
We have a question. Welcome to Quake 3 Arena. Okay, give me a second. No, he did not voice in this Coliseum. Let me get some water once. He sounds a lot like one of the thought. Oh, I mean, I guess he just has a deep voice, and there are a lot of voice actors with deep voices. But maybe that is a compliment for task. Maybe it's like, oh yeah, now it sounds like something that could be in Disco Elysium. So maybe that's how you can think about it. But yeah, let me add it to the game. Let me. I'm gonna keep the volume down for now. I will just edit here. Underscore acting. Okay. Plus underscore acting. Let's try it out. It is very subtle though. It's like almost. I don't know. It's just
Welcome to hell, Faith. Welcome to hell, Faith. If you want to live. If you want to live.
It can sound a bit like encyclopedia.
You have to play against me. You have to play against me.
See, this one, you have to play against me with acting is, I think, better. So this one is without acting.
You have to play against me.
And this is with acting.
You have to play against me.
I think this is a little, I don't know, it just feels like a little bit better. But here's another thing. The second take with acting was after the first take, right? So maybe he already got into the character a bit more. But let's hear it in the game. Maybe that's not as black as Encyclopedia did in the game. Oh, I have not played Disco Elysium, so
You
I have
have
no
to
idea.
play against me.
You could go through all of them and then choose every take from whichever recording you like and stitch them together to a final product. Sounds good. But it doubles your work, Ludwig. No, I did not play it. I don't like the vibe of Disco Elysium. I don't like drunk people, and I don't like characters that are drawn with a red nose. Just irritates me. Yes, but it also steps up the quality. If you're up for doing that, that would be awesome. Because I feel like I can.
Welcome to hell, Faith. Welcome to hell, Faith.
I would always say I would choose the non-active one for this one.
Welcome to hell, Faith. If you want to live, if you want to live.
I feel like the acting one is better in some cases and in others is not. But if you give me both, then I could choose depending on the line. That would be really, really cool. That would actually be really cool, yeah. I don't know how you have your project set up or whatever. But yeah. Let's so now we have acting activated. We have acting activated. Oh, what is the? Why is this? Huh? What is? Oh, the sound is off. God damn it! Let's try it again with sound.
Welcome to hell, Faith. If you want to live, you have to play against me for eternity.
I really like that one. I don't know. I feel like there's a very
Beat 3 chapters to win and stay alive.
yeah. I think you know what? Yeah. But if I have both versions, that could work really well. Actimail aktiviert Abwehr. Oh my god. Actimail aktiviert Abwehrkräfte. Oh god, that just reactivated something in my brain.
If you want to live,
Stop. The subliminal messages of years of seeing ads as a child and teenager just resurfaced. It's like, oh my god. Isn't it crazy how some of the ads will live in our brains forever? And there's just one sound or one word that will just reactivate it completely. What was the recent one that we thought of? Wait. Which was it? I don't remember. There were so many. I can still sing Edge jingles from the 90s, yeah. Like this crunch chips golden brown. The thing is that it's so subjective to the person. Yeah, I agree. I can make both versions and you then can switch through them as you see here fit. Yeah, that would be great, I think. Because right in the... But some of them, I think I would choose the other one over the first one.
for eternity, for eternity.
Here, for example, the For Eternity has a bit more impact than the acting one.
For eternity.
So then I could probably switch between them. That would be really cool. Spice and Crispy into the Sun. I don't think... that wasn't English, right? Do you have the German variant of that ad? But ja. Okay. Das war die deutsche Werbung und die deutsche Werbung war auf Englisch. Oh. Crazy. I'm going to remove that. Ah, das Gelaber nicht. Mentos, the fresh maker. Just fucking kill me. Yeah, true. For the best final product, I would definitely encourage to do the process. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. No, but otherwise, I mean, from just hearing the mix, I would say everybody agrees that this sounds really good, right?
Welcome to hell, Faith.
Like, there's nobody has anything against that, right? How it sounds. I think it sounds really, really good.
Ready to play?
Just from a sound perspective, not what he's saying.
Does it fit your schedule? I want you to remember.
I think it sounds really, really cool. And now imagine with the VFX from Jack. We have seen some sketches before. Like, this is the
I
potential.
want you to remember.
This is potentially what it's going to look like with background stuff and socket and flames around him, the spare flames. And then here's that voice. Dude, I think that's gonna be amazing.
My patience is not. I want you to remember.
Yes. See, that's gonna be his Tron legacy. Yes. He's gonna step on a bike, on the Tron bike, and move around the board. And he's going to, you just kind of have to chase him and not die. I love that, yeah. It just turns into a racing game. Oh my god. What is Arnold doing there? Yes. And the camera pans over to Daft Punk. Daft Punk is back, everybody.
I want you to remember.
They're just back in Faith and Despair and nothing else. Okay. Let me. Okay, I'm going to turn off autoplay now.
Your life would end.
Your life would end indeed. Okay, we need to summon a boss with inhibit. I think it was inhibit, no? It is. Oh. Stolas. Okay, let's summon the boss. Do you remember that on one Far Cry game? Don't remember the name, but it was full on 80s neon color. Oh yeah, I remember that because I think it was just a DLC, right? Or was it standalone? But it was built on top of one of the mainline games, and they just went crazy on the 80s influences. It might have been a DLC, but I think maybe they just sold it as a standalone title, which was weird back then. Blood Dragon. Summon the boss. The boss is called Stolos. Oh my god. Okay. Let me close that. Oh. Okay, let's make sure that the boss appears. My son wants to play a board game. Have a good day, y'all. Until next time, thank you very much for hanging out with us today at Task, and have fun playing the board games. All of them. And thanks for helping me out with the sounds. I think it's coming along really well. It's really nice. Okay, inhibit. This does not have a background. What is that doing? Or whatever it is. Okay, this needs to be active first of all. How do we put it? Ah, okay, we need to reverse them. I see how it is. I see how it is. You need to be here, and this one needs to be radial background. Yes. Yes, but also no. Not yet. Maybe like that. Yeah, that's better. That is much better. Okay, I'm going to... That's 150 and that is still 100. Okay, so we just need to reverse it, set this to 150 and then it's done. Prefabs. Materia cooldown. Set this to 150. I'm going to copy that. Activate this. Paste it. And move the radial background over here. And now it should be working as intended. Continue. And do we see it? Yes, we see it. That's pretty cool. Yes. I do want to have a bit of an effect on it. My god. It's been a long time since I opened up the angel image card game cover. Angel layers. Copy that over. Maybe like this. Erase and set it to 50%. Export it once again. And see if it's better or not. I think it is. Alright. What was the other one with inhibit? Mit Repeat scheint die gleiche Lackkammer getarget zu werden. Ah, okay. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was it for today. I think I learned a lot. I don't know about you guys. I learned a lot. The VFX stuff is super interesting. It is about communicating stuff. The new voiceover effects are super interesting. Thanks for Task for doing them. And yeah, already. On Friday I will be back with a regular stream. Today we started a little bit later, but yeah. I think this project is still going in a very interesting direction, and I cannot wait to see it all come together. Alright, we are going to raid Sorcery Story again. I think we raided it once before, but not in the recent months. Okay, everybody, enjoy your evening, and thank you very much for hanging out with me. It is always a pleasure to have you guys around. And yeah, I will see you on Friday.